Kick it.
I hate puppies.
It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened.
Sorry, Stu, go ahead.
It's okay. I got a little change in my pocket.
There you go. What's going on, everybody? Sorry, we're doing a little technical work there right at the last second. That's how it's done here at Inside the Pallet House. Welcome. Hope you guys had a good week.
It's been a week.
Yet another one. Which I guess is a positive.
They just keep coming.
It's better than the alternative.
It is better than the alternative.
We'll give you that. Yeah, I had an interesting week. I finally got a shot.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yes.
Where?
You're talking about the
Yeah. It was bourbon, and it was at the Shamrock
you
Pub.
do have a bottle of bourbon sitting directly in front of you.
Yeah,
I do. I do, but that's not what I got. No, I'm saying I got my first COVID shot. So I'm
Nice. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, pretty excited about that. I went for
Hold on. Did not see a post about it on Facebook, so I hate to be the one that spoils it for you.
Yeah.
Does not count.
I hate those
That's fair.
things.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You
I
should've-
also voted this year, but didn't mention it.
That's what I've told you now, dude. You've got to start listening. If you don't post these things on Facebook, no one knows and it doesn't count. That's how it works.
Yeah, I actually don't want to see that you got one and that you voted. Like it doesn't affect.
Doesn't
how-
affect you at all. Weird.
It doesn't affect me. I'm proud of you, and I'm glad, but I'm also a little bummed that you felt like you had to.
I know. I just want to fucking type weird flex under everybody who does that shit. Like
Weird flex.
It's a weird flex, dude. Like, oh, you're one of the people. Congratulate. Like, some people are trying to get this shit, and they can't. And you're the one.
Well,
that's
why
like,
I think it's kind of crappy.
check me out. I got it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's a weird flex. Like, if you're lucky enough to go get it, and shut up.
Well, in 10 years, when I get cancer from it, I will go ahead and a weird
Flex
flex
that
then.
too, yeah.
Be like, boom.
Yeah,
First.
I got that COVID cancer.
What's the over-under?
So I'm officially now genetically modified.
And
I am-
Are you
Yeah.
halfway, or did you just get the one?
I'm halfway
Halfway.
to GMO, which
There you
means
go.
I'm now going to stop worrying about GMO foods because I can't really, look down my nose at them. I
Yeah.
mean, technically, I'm mRNA, so I'm modified.
There
I know
you go.
that breaks Stu's heart. He's like, that's disgusting. But see,
That's good
Stu,
stuff. It's all good.
I at least know what I am.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you what I am.
Running straight to it. Not
Genetically
turning
modified.
it away.
Nope, genetically modified at this point. Well, halfway. But I tell you, I feel like
You're half of something.
like crap. Like it feels like I have a hangover. It was
Yeah.
just yesterday I got it. Now I'm just feeling kind of
That's common.
hungover and a little cloudy. I've been cloudy all day, like searching for words. So I'm really excited to talk for an hour and a half.
Into a microphone, a recording device.
Yeah, people are going to hear me misstep all night long.
Did you see the article where the gym in New Jersey was giving free memberships for those who didn't get vaccinated?
There's the first gym I'd go to.
That's going to go over well.
Yeah, welcome to Norovirus Gym. Come on in. Everybody gets something.
Think that tweet will age well in a year
Yeah.
when it's not there any longer?
Yeah, that is really,
Yeah.
that's an odd flex right there.
But
Yeah.
there's a segment of the population that's just going to be like, that's me. I don't want to get vaccinated. I'm going there.
Yeah, you're definitely going to get a demo.
Yeah.
I'll give you
So-
that. And if somebody goes out of their way to be a member of a gym that promotes that, see that word was escaping me.
Yeah.
Promotes that.
Mm.
Yeah, that's not even a tough word.
Remix.
It's like a fourth grade word. Then yeah, I mean you're definitely going to be surrounded by a certain demo. I would assume they all have that one thing in common, but I bet you
Because
it starts to lean.
Everybody's doing the other promo. Everybody's saying, like, Krispy Kreme's free donut if you show your vaccine card.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I do like someone going the other way. Why
Yeah.
not? It does take all kinds, because there'll probably be gyms that are like, sorry, you can't go here without a vaccine card, which is
Yeah.
I mean,
which is
Krispy
crap.
Kreme is genius. Like, they charge like 60 cents for those donuts, and they're worth all of about 5 cents. So, and who goes to Krispy Kreme for a donut? Like, get the sucker in for the free donut. They buy the coffee. They buy a whole nother dozen donuts.
Guess what? Guess what the worst thing you can be and get COVID is?
Obese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
brilliant.
diabetic.
So now, yeah.
Well, this is for afterwards, after you've had the shot.
Yeah, now you
so
can.
now you're in the clear. Get fat as hell.
Yeah, lose a foot. Get the sugars. Enjoy. It's kind of messed up, man.
Somebody say diabetes?
It turns out Krispy Kreme's also anti-vax, and they're just trying to rid the world one foot at a time. Brilliant.
Slowly.
Smart.
Man.
Oh, before we get too deep into this episode, I want to give a shout out. I haven't told you guys yet, but a lot of listeners have reached out because, as we talked about 2 weeks ago, I think Nectar Sunglasses has totally upgraded their website.
Dude, site looks great.
It's amazing. It's
Have
beautiful.
you seen it?
Oh yeah, I saw it. I've been all over. It's
Did
great.
you see the new sunglasses?
Yes.
The premium collection?
Yeah,
Dude,
they have
they
a
went-
premium collection now. So,
But thank God they have the cheap collection for guys like me.
Exactly.
Because I probably will get one premium pair just to have like for weddings and things, like when I'm trying to look dope. But I step on glasses, lose glasses.
Yeah.
I need $50 glasses, and a discount code would certainly help
so
my cause.
As you know, we've had a discount code, ITPH, for years, thanks to the guys at Nectar, close friends of ours, and they take great care of us. Well, good news and bad news, we still have a discount code, but we had to change it because it's gotten so popular, thanks to you listeners.
Well, I was talking to Sean about that. Yeah, apparently it was out in the wild.
Yeah, it's like made it to those
Dark
web websites that farm out coupon codes and pass them around and spread them around, which is good and bad, you know.
Our numbers were inflated. I'll
yeah,
take that.
Exactly. We've got
Sean's
millions
like,
of listeners. Yeah,
he did tell us that it was the most used code of any code he's ever had, and I felt really proud. And now I'm like,
hey, that ITPH code did its due diligence, so I can't be mad at it. So anyway, we still have a discount. It's not 30. It's back to 20. We're fine with that. Any discount code is a gift, and we're happy to have it. It's a great product.
Well, and they've been great supporters.
They've been
of
so
the show.
generous and great supporters. So we don't owe them anything.
What's the
obviously.
new code?
So I'm
Yeah,
guessing
so-
ITPH 20.
Yeah, so I was like, well, we can't. Sean was like, you can pick whatever you want.
ITPH COVID?
Any numbers, any
No.
letters. I didn't know, and I wanted to keep it simple. You know, I wanted to keep it something simple. And I thought ITPH 20 because but that's popular, and I didn't want it to be something that could easily make its way back on these lists, and we'd have to change it again and keep changing it. So I was trying to think of something like, well, what's kind of, hip to us.
I got it.
You think you got it?
Yes.
All right.
It's deli.
So
Ooh.
deli.
That
Deli,
makes sense.
yeah.
It's a common word that our
And that's a great one. That was at the top of my list, too. And I actually farmed it out to my wife while we were sitting on the couch because she's a listener. And she had an idea, and I think you guys are going to like it. I went ahead and made the call to Sean and put it out there. New code's up and running. Would you like to know it?
Well, I think everyone would like to. So it's not deli.
It's not deli.
Okay.
It was
Drum roll, please.
It was almost deli. But I want to make it inside to our listeners, right? And if you're a true listener of the ITPH podcast, you would know that Brendan is a superior athlete to everyone.
Is it world-class athlete?
On the verge of greatness.
That's not bad, but it's a little wordy.
I like it. Okay.
So I've shortened it down.
WCA.
Yeah. Getting closer. Well, what gets you into that prime physical shape that you're in?
Genetics.
Well, genetics doesn't really fit our we don't talk genetics.
We just started with the mRNA conversation. This is what we do. Genetically modified.
Bowflex.
Fuck that.
Bowflex. Oh. BOWFLEX. Bowflex.
No.
Is our new Nectar sunglasses 20%
No, it's
off
not.
code. Yes, it is. Go check it out. Buy yourself some glasses.
Sean agreed to this?
He laughed and said he put it in immediately.
Bowflex.
So it's up and running.
Nah, that's cool. That's cool.
Come on, you gotta like that. That's a good inside joke, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
you're better off buying Costas. Look, it's a superior sunglass.
But I'm curious.
I would
as
just,
to,
I would get the Costas. That's
Did
just
you retire the Bowflex? Is it done?
No. I have a
Okay,
Bowflex.
yeah. All right then. So we're still good.
I also have about 30 pairs of Nectar sunglasses.
Should I have done power bands?
before they jumped the shark.
So my question is
Power bands. These are all horrible. It's really
Power
Bowflex.
bands.
We're going with Bowflex. That's how people get 20% off.
Bowflex.
okay.
Yeah.
My question is,
Yeah, that's great.
How much do we get fined for each trademark violation when they put Bowflex into the coupon code?
Good questions
Bowflex will
too.
never know about it, and it's not just off. It's not just 20% off your glasses. It's off the website. So buy all sorts of merch.
Oh my god.
Keep
Sweet.
supporting Nectar. They support us. 20% off. This
Or
site.
don't. Or
Don't
don't.
listen to Brendan. He's a Bowflex guy.
They obviously. Sean's making bad decisions as
He'll-
of late.
He'll be talking about Bowflex in the next couple episodes. I'm sure of it.
Brendan's system's going to be for sale here in a second.
I talk about Bowflex. That's my thing. That's
It's
not
our thing. It's the listeners' thing.
That's great, Troy.
They're in on it. The listeners will
And
love this.
your wife had a hand in this too?
Yeah, of course. She's a listener.
Thank you.
That's
Appreciate
what
you.
listeners
I
do.
kind of like it because every other Marco Polo, it's just you on your Bowflex talking
Yeah.
to us. Look at me, guys. I'm working out on my Bowflex. Ugh.
So, listeners, I wish we could do a poll. Maybe I can figure it out on Facebook
Yeah,
or
like
something.
what do you like, Shady Rays?
No,
or
like-
Nectar, like
Is
how-
Bowflex good or bad? Yes or no? Reach out to us. Let us know. I know it's great.
These
so,
scumbag listeners are gonna love it. I'm the only person who's not gonna like Bowflex as the code. It's a little.
So it sounds like it's a win-win. They're happy. We're happy.
Yeah.
yeah, I
actually-
can see how that would. I can see how you would believe that.
Yeah, just put in Bowflex Chicago.
Yeah,
Again,
why couldn't
too
we-
wordy. Too wordy.
It's literally Bowflex.
Just Is it a
Ju-
capital
just,
B?
Nope,
or
just Bowflex.
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 That's the last time. That's the last time you negotiate.
You asked me to do it. You were busy.
I did ask you to do it.
You're welcome. A simple thank you.
E2 Brute.
A
E2.
simple thank you. I'll go ahead and give your welcome out, even
Yeah,
though
well-
I haven't gotten a thank you.
No, no.
You're welcome.
The Ides of March.
He's wearing his
He
nectars right
stabbed- He
now.
stabbed you.
That's me hiding. That's not. I'm not wearing.
I can see the Bowflex in the reflection of him.
Yes.
Oh.
That is a horrible coupon code. I'll accept it because it's Sean and we're Nectar guys. But there's a little part of me.
Gonna move some products.
A little part of me just died.
People are gonna like it.
I don't think anybody's going to forget the code, though. Just in
In
general.
that respect, Troy has done a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
It actually is a little cleaner than ITPH.
It's not.
Yeah, it is a little bit. It's a word. Everybody knows what a Bowflex is.
Everybody knows what ITPH is that listens to the podcast.
Maybe.
I gotta sell that Bowflex, dude. If I sell the Bowflex, can we change the code?
Maybe.
I'll
If
never sell the Bowflex.
Exactly.
Let's see here.
I'm a power
I
rod
think
guy,
it's,
dude.
It's
I actually have the next code, in my head already ready to rock. So.
Oh, super.
Yeah.
Super.
I vote for keeping the code Bowflex.
Could have been Miata. That would have been a good code.
I don't know which one I hate more. I see. The problem is I put my pride in horrible things.
Yeah, these are all things you like. I don't know why you wouldn't.
I like certain things on my own time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That like there's certain things I like to do like behind closed doors, like rep out on a Bowflex.
Behind closed doors into this microphone.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got 400 pounds of power rod.
I know. That's what I'm
resistance.
saying.
I can't do that though because it got super cold and I stopped
you
working
start
out on
snapping
it.
them?
Oh my gosh! When they get cold, the power rods don't flex as
Seize
much.
up.
Oh my gosh! I was losing strength, and I was like, "Wait a minute, it's the cold." And then I just
Yeah, it's definitely the cold.
now that the weather's turning though, whew. Actually,
gonna be
I'm
warmed up.
probably only about a month and a week away from actually getting back in a gym. Probably no, a month
Nice.
in like 2 weeks, I guess.
Yeah, because you just got your shot, right?
I got to wait another month, and then I can get back in the gym.
You got to wait a month after the second shot.
I don't know. I think 2 weeks.
I want to
Is
say
it
2
2
to
weeks?
3 weeks is what I heard, but who knows?
Well, however long I can prolong getting in shape,
I was
will.
gonna say you don't seem like the type of guy that'll ever want to go back into a regular place anyway.
There's definitely that cancer in my brain,
Yeah.
but I'll fight through that.
No, that cancer in your brain's from today.
That's yesterday.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Marinating.
Got that GMO, dude.
So did you
So
clean up?
sorry to
Oh, yeah,
interrupt
no.
our flow we had going there, but I wanted to put that out. We'll talk about it at the end too, but I wanted to put that out early.
Nah, it's super exciting. I was bummed though because for weeks, like we did have people reaching out,
Yeah.
and at first Sean was reworking the whole thing and like the site, so
Yeah.
we knew there was changes happening, and then
it's a good and bad thing, right? Because we have listeners reaching out to us going, what's up with the code? What's up with the code? I'm like, gosh, that's awesome. Can't do anything about it right now, but
yeah. And this will separate the current listeners from the old listeners, because the old listeners all knew ITPH, and now the new listeners have that horrible word in their head, the word that will never be spoken.
I can't wait to use the code.
I won't say the code.
You'll use it.
Fuck yeah. Dude, I gotta get some nectars, man.
Because what is it? You use the code, get the discount and free shipping for anything over $55.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's like those new glasses look hot. The thing is though that there's like new styles, and now I need to. I like how they on their note they have like different guys with different faces and girls with different faces, so you can see like if you look more like this guy, then this is gonna look good on you, and they like show the pictures. And there's even some where I'm like, all right, that's my face, and then like they show a guy in it,
but not as handsome though.
No, clearly not. Yeah. Well, those guys aren't working out on some kind of device that uses power rods. Some device that will.
Yeah.
The B word.
Yeah.
In fact, that's all you have to say. Go to Nectar and put B word.
Bowflex.
That's not the word. That's really the one.
That's the one.
Classic.
You're welcome.
It's
gonna be a hit.
Let's see here.
It will. That's you couldn't have done Nordic-Track or something.
Well, you have no ties to Nordic Track.
I had a Nordic-Track at one time.
Yeah, you did.
It was when I lived downtown. I had one out back.
Nice.
And so people would come down the alley. I'd be out there working out on it. Dude, I am basically.
I thought for sure you were gonna say I'd come out back and people would have come through the alley and just been a homeless dude out there just getting the Nordic Track on, like woo.
Dude, I basically had a late 80s gym.
Boom.
Out back.
Just ran the test run.
You made a purchase just now?
Bowflex.
Live?
And it worked?
Yeah, for the Folly
Nice.
Brown tortoise frames underneath the classic Nectars.
Nice.
Dropped me down, $50 to $40, $10
There you go.
on the Bowflex.
Biscuits.
Killing it.
God, I'm happy for the listeners.
Yes.
I'll give them that.
Hey, it's time to buy the Rays, man. The shades. Now's the time.
Was that a Shady Rays plug you just did?
No.
Oh,
because that's
damn.
Because it said Ray-Bans. I mean, it's time to buy the sunglasses. It's
No,
the weather's
Nectar's-
turning.
Yeah.
We got the doors open tonight. Like
I can't turn on Nectar. They're my boys, but I'm not pleased. Sean's getting a call.
Call them up.
Sean's getting a call. And this will
Call
be
him
his
and
response.
He's going to be like,
thanks, man.
we'll just up the discount.
I don't need a bigger discount. I'm happy with 20%. I'm just not super psyched about the code being Bowflex.
Well, we'll see. If it gets so hot, if you guys make it so hot, it makes it on one of those sites again, we'll change it up. And I'll let you pick next time.
Williamsburg Bear.
Williamsburg Bear. A little wordy.
It's not that wordy. It's a perfect
Williamsburg Bear. That's good.
He's
Look at that.
blushing. He's blushing.
I was thinking Bear might be better, but I should
I should have made the call. I should have just made the call.
Should have made the call.
I should have, but I let
Coming
you
up
do
on
it.
the 4-year anniversary of the Williamsburg Bear.
Are we really?
Yep.
Gosh, that's one of those. That's an old hit.
Yeah.
That's an old hit. That would take a deep listener to know that one.
For sure.
I like it though. I like those people that have been sticking with us from when we were like
Well,
really bad.
Now that I think about it, we're only a couple weeks out from our 6-year anniversary. I mean,
That's
it's
rolling
crazy.
strong.
Who would have thought? I know I damn sure wouldn't have thought it.
I know before the pandemic we were like,
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we were about to hang it up.
we might want to shut this down, and then I was like, I need friends.
Yeah, this has been your saving grace.
It absolutely has. But as soon as I get that other shot, we're shutting this down.
I'm never talking to you assholes again. We had a good run.
So despite it being COVID and lockdown, I kind of feel like the last year has gone by kind of quickly.
It really has.
I mean, I know we were talking about time and relevance last 2 podcasts ago, but
Yeah.
I mean, do you feel like the last year? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we just.
I mean, I've gained
know.
a pound a week.
For sure.
Jeez.
Yep.
I've been like, we're getting back into t-shirt weather, so I'm having to like get out of my flannels, and I'm like seeing myself, and I'm like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Dad
little-
bod.
Like it's to the point now where when I see myself in the mirror, I'm like, you might be a 9.
Knock yourself
you haven't
down a
been out
peg, huh?
Yeah. Well, men, we see ourselves
Oh, yeah.
at least 2 scores higher than we really are.
I will never forget.
Yeah, but you haven't been out in public. You haven't seen anybody else.
No, but what Brendan's saying is, and I'll always remember this cartoon. It was a fat guy and his hot girlfriend / wife looking in a mirror, and in the mirror, the guy was flexing, and it was a ripped guy.
Yep.
And the girl was dumpy in the mirror, and it was like, that's how men and women see each other. Like,
yeah, we absolutely do. Like, I see myself, and I'm like, hey, man,
Yeah.
you're really holding it together,
yeah.
buddy. Like, this is not bad.
yeah.
And the other day, like, I looked over, and I was like, oh, buddy, I gotta tell you something. That's sticking out a little further. It was not great. I was like trying different angles, trying to figure out like what my beach angle is gonna be. No, I don't have one.
The key is just stay away from the mirrors.
Get you a funhouse mirror.
Because then you just think about it in your head. You're like, I'm still the same guy I was in my early 20s.
It doesn't really work out that way because when I come out of the shower and come around that corner,
boom.
there I am. And like usually, like if you oil up a body, it looks better. Nah, man.
Yeah.
The more glistening this gets, the more sheen, the more angles.
Need some sun on you.
I need a lot of things. I need a salad and some sun.
I got one of the, like literally in the bedroom, you walk out of the bathroom and it's a full length, 4 foot wide by
Plus all those
7 foot
ones
high
on
mirror.
the ceiling you have.
Well, that's timely for an age group.
Dude, if I was laying on my back and looking at a ceiling mirror, that would be fine. I look a lot better laying down.
Yeah.
If the mirror's on the ceiling, you better have like a dark wood waterbed with the.
Yeah, I definitely look better straight on than like turning to the side.
That's what I'm saying. It's my side angle that's starting to look bad, and it's like it's starting to make my butt look bad. Like it's amazing how the front can start to affect. It's not looking
Affects
great.
the proportions.
You know what I'm hearing? Bowflex.
Bowflex. That'll get you straight every time.
Yeah, exactly.
Not familiar with the term.
You need to work on it.
Need to apologize to our friend Nick Fleshman, who
Oh,
was,
God, I thought this was the apology.
No,
I was
no.
like, there we go.
No,
He came around.
We can't do that yet.
Okay.
No, Nick Fleshman, one of our listeners, made a generous donation to the Venmo, which is at Inside the Pallet House.
We can't cash it yet.
We cannot. As you can tell, Nick, you donated a decent sum of money to try to get back-to-back Ely weeks. We had him here last week, and as you can tell by the silence, he's not here tonight. So we got to sit on that.
We'll hold on to it for a little bit. We'll get there.
I hope so. We want it too.
Look, the good news is summer's coming. He'll be here all the time.
There you go. There you go.
He won't be at the river
There,
every weekend.
there's a man who likes to sun his gut. There's
Oh.
no doubt about that. He's always down at the river.
I mean, you got that dope river spot plus that dope pontoon boat. Yeah.
I would be doing the same.
Hell yeah.
I'd be doing the same. The podcast would be me in the wind.
Yeah.
Everybody.
He's
Can
going
you
to
hear
get a little more use out of his new golf cart because he only had it for the last tail end of the last summer.
He's
We'll-
still got multiple golf carts.
We'll try to
He's
get
got
him.
more
We'll
toys.
try to get him in here twice so we can get Nick his.
Dude,
Yeah.
speaking of toys, just kind of a side note, my brother just decided for the summertime he's flying down to Texas and picking up a 14 Corvette. Driving it back, just bought it.
2014.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere decided he wanted a vet. I didn't even know he was middle aged.
Well, you should. Have you seen him lately? He's getting those. He's getting that Jay Leno gray spot.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, then it's time. It's time for a Corvette. Good for him.
That'll look good in a Corvette.
Yeah,
Hell
I'm
yeah.
jealous of all you bastards and your toys, man. I can afford them. I can afford one or two, and I just can't pull the trigger. I just can't make myself. And
Well, you got a lake house, dude.
I know, but I don't have a boat to go out on it. And I didn't go buy an expensive lake place. It's a nice place, but it's not what.
To my brother's credit, this happens every year because he has to go into the nuclear power plants for Dominion for about 2 months.
And you need a Corvette.
Well, no, what he does is,
where
you
this
need a
is
Corvette.
going.
Nobody.
They only let you in with a Corvette.
He works night shift 6 days a week for almost 2 months.
Oh, this is
and
like
his
getting
pay
paid.
is so it's overtime.
This is
or
king
like
crab
triple
season.
overtime plus
Yeah.
it's everything.
Yeah, you go
So-
work for a couple months to make.
And he just is
60K.
it's his fun. He'll go take a fun check and let me buy something. That's how we bought the boat last year, I think.
I'm not mad at him. Look, guys that can make the money and make it work.
Oh,
I try not to begrudge
I'm
him.
jealous.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I am openly weeping jealousy. Like,
but if you know my brother, those that do, seeing him
I'm
in
sorry.
a Corvette is the one car I would have never pictured him in. He's been a truck guy, a gearhead forever. I mean,
I could see it. He is
It's
a
like-
gearhead though.
Yeah.
So a vet makes sense, and he's getting old, and a vet is like the perfect.
yeah, it's good for your hips.
dude, cars. Any car you can put the top down or take the top off is just a fun.
But I doubt
time.
it's a convertible.
I haven't seen it yet. I don't know. He just
If he's not buying a convertible, he's fucking up.
he kind of just mentioned this on a side note right before he went into the radioactive.
I was
plant.
down in Nottoway County today, and I saw an old late '80s, early '90s IROC with T-tops, and these two redneck dudes were in it.
IROCs are cool.
And they
now.
had the T-tops off, and it was like a perfect, 70-degree day today. I was like, these guys are living. Like, they're doing it right.
I love an old crappy IROC.
Oh, yeah.
For the longest time, they were junk, and now
Oh, yeah.
they're really.
Yeah.
Oh, this was
cool
a turd, for sure. But,
You ever been in one?
Yep.
yeah, I used to catch a ride to school with a guy who had one, and it was like sitting on the, those tiny little beach chairs that are 3 inches off
Yep.
the ground? It's
That's
like
it.
sitting in that. Your feet and legs are directly
With
out
a
in front of you.
rock solid piece of plastic in front of you.
Yeah.
Like don't hit anything.
No.
It will not end well. But you look cool.
But I would ride to school jamming the Wu-Tang Clan every day in that thing.
I don't blame you. Ah, well, good for your brother spending
Yeah.
that money. That's
He
what I would
can
do.
tow his boat with it.
Well, if he needs sunglasses, he can always go over to Nectar Sunglasses and
Yep.
put in some code.
Yeah.
whatever code that may be.
B-O.
Boo.
You gonna fuck it up?
Flex.
Just boo.
I did think about Boo Boo as a code.
Oh.
That would have been better.
Nah, Bowflex is better.
It depends how you look at
I'm
it.
liking it. I still like it.
Depends how you look at it. Well, I'm glad the new site's up. I'm glad the new sunglasses are there. I'm not psyched about the code, but congratulations. I'm really happy for him. He's busted his ass to get it to this point. So,
Yeah.
and I know he's put a lot of effort in, to say the
For
least.
sure.
Actually, I know he's put a lot of effort into it because in my random conversations with new clients and happen to just talk about our personal lives, and I say, yeah, I do a podcast for fun on, once a week or so, and we have a sponsorship from Nectar Sunglasses. I get about 25% maybe saying, I don't know who the fuck ITPH is, but I've heard of Nectar Sunglasses.
Yeah, that checks out.
Was that supposed to make me feel good? What was that?
That was
Stu?
that was just. I'm just saying. You said Nectar's come a long ways, and they have. Their traction is huge.
Follow that up with, yeah, we put them on the map, even though we didn't. Yeah, your clients won't know.
Yeah, 25% of the people I talk to say, I know the podcast, but I'm not familiar with those sunglasses. No, that's not how you worded it. You're like,
60% of the time, it works every time.
have you ever met anybody in your day-to-day that has heard of the podcast? Twist that knife. Come on, twist it.
We've met people.
I think
you
so.
And I
No,
have.
we have, but I'm
Yeah.
wondering if he's out there like in the wild.
I mean, so relatively, it doesn't. That type of conversation doesn't get a chance to come up that often.
Yeah, I don't tell anybody.
it comes up a lot at my work now.
Yeah, your
that,
work is
Well,
blown
your work's
up.
blown
now
up,
that
but-
like other people like know about it,
Yeah.
they think it's really funny to say that to clients. Like, yeah, and I'm like, ugh, I don't know this person that well. Like,
I mean, I tell it to everybody I know and I meet new, and then I have had it come back where those people have been like, yeah, I listened to it, and I told my buddy to listen to it. So it's like
then keep it
there's
up.
a word of mouth traction. But no, I haven't ran into a random person. I said, hey, yeah, for fun, I do a podcast called ITPH Inside the Pallet House. And they're like, that's you? Oh, yeah. That
would
hasn't
be-
quite happened.
Yeah, but 25% of them.
It's
no
a cool
nectar.
feeling.
It is when it does happen randomly, and they're like, no way. It's like, heck yeah. Now you know.
We've had a few people come up over the years and be like, you're the TPH guys.
Mostly you. Just down in the
I'm
dumps.
just happy to be in the room.
The genetic modification has affected my attitude.
Oh, no. I like overly confident Brendan.
Yeah, what's happening?
He'll be back once he stops feeling hungover.
That's not a good
Yeah,
feel.
you walked out tonight. You were like, I feel hungover. I was like, you drank on a Wednesday?
No,
Yeah,
not a drop. Just was up crack of dawn like, I don't feel great.
just a brain fog.
Yeah, just a general fog.
Knowing Brendan, his brain played into this a little bit too. I'm not doubting your
Well, the fact that
sensitivity to the shop, but I know you and I know your brain. You're probably like, you just want, like, you probably went, and then you're like, oh my god.
Oh
And
yeah,
then it just,
I'm a
like,
self-fulfilling
yeah.
prophecy. There's no doubt about that. I remember my daughter got like hand, foot, and mouth, and like later that night I had hand, foot, and mouth. And they're like,
I know it.
like adults don't get that, and I'm like, some do.
Yeah, I've seen you wish eye issues upon yourself.
But they become real.
Yeah.
Like I can really draw a pink eye out in no
Yeah.
time. I'm quite talented that way. Some actors can cry on command. I can just sport pink eye.
My eye's red,
Huh.
and then the next thing you know, oh no, I got pink eye.
But I also think that's because I really do get a lot of pink eye.
Yeah,
It's not great. I have blepharitis, bro. You're making fun of a
I'm sorry
condition.
to blepharitis shame you.
Yeah.
This
don't-
is a safe space.
Don't
and I
blepharitis
apologize.
shame me. You look it up. That means I have a tremendous amount of bacteria in my eyelids. Nice.
Where is that coming from?
Oh, dude, I used to use that all the time in college. I'd be like, yeah, I got blepharitis. And girls be like, ooh, what's that? And I'd be like, tremendous amount of bacteria in my eyelids. Causes infections like
You
all
want
the
to put your
time.
face next to mine?
Yeah, we should neck. Yeah, it goes pretty well. People love blepharitis. It's like the number one thing girls look for in a man. They're like blepharitis, then sense of humor. Winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've always heard.
Well, just keep thinking that.
Look at you guys with your lack of blepharitis.
I'm out.
yeah,
I've learned
I'm good.
something. I don't have anything else to say about it.
Bunch of nerds.
Yeah,
What
between
can
your
you do?
bacteria and your Bowflex, you got it covered.
Dude, this weekend, speaking of hangovers, I went to the plumber's lake house.
Oh yeah, how was
for
that?
a little bit. I mean, it was everything you would expect out of
A rip roaring good time.
going to the plumber's lake house, and
Who was there? How many people were there?
it's like 8 total,
Nice.
I think. And it was saw some guys I haven't seen in a long time, which was definitely cool.
Well, for anybody listening, it's a belated birthday to the plumber.
Yeah, happy birthday,
I
plumber.
didn't get an invite. I guess after he stood me up with the whole Pine Creek thing, he just felt so guilty he didn't want to invite me out again.
He's probably shamed.
Yeah.
He's probably shamed. But yeah, we had a good time, man. We got out there and like we got to go to a bar, which I insisted on sitting outside at, which was good.
Nice.
And actually sat out on the lake. It was kind of cool watching all the the boats go in and out. They
Did
actually
y'all
were,
go?
Does he have a boat for the house?
no, but there were a lot of sailboats out. It was just like a windy day.
Nice.
So it was that was nice, just to kind of get away, but it was definitely fairly cold in that water.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
You got in the water?
You're on the wrong side of the lake.
Dude,
There's another side.
You do not want to get in lake water right now. It is quite cold.
Yeah.
Well, there's another side of the
Well,
lake.
yeah, there's a
that's
warm
quite
side.
warm.
Yeah, the nuclear
The
side.
nuclear side.
well, late in the day, there was this beautiful sunset. I mean, it was coming down and right off of his boathouse,
Nice.
dock area. Just beautiful sunset. And we've been out there now. His neighbor was letting us party on his dock, which had a TV out there, so we had the games
that's
on
awesome.
and stuff.
Nice.
So we're watching, the tournament and hanging out, drinking beers, and we see this sun coming down. It's funny because the plumber has this big old boathouse with the electric lift and everything.
Yeah.
And he's got like a 12-foot canoe in it.
Perfect sense.
He's got it lifted out of the water and everything.
Might as well use it.
Yeah, so it's hilarious though because it's all like wakeboard boat, pontoon boat, speedboat,
I got
12-foot canoe.
I don't have to lift the button.
Dude, I got a 14-foot
I got a
canoe,
button, just
and I
press
hate pulling that thing in and out of water. That thing weighs a ton, dude. So if I had a boat lift with no boat, I'd rock that thing in the boat lift all
Heck yeah.
day and night.
That's very much the plumber's attitude though. Like gonna
Yeah.
have a canoe and a boat lift.
Yeah.
It's pretty hilarious. So I was seeing the sunset and I'm like, yo, plumber, we should go out on the canoe,
Oh,
check out the sunset.
Yeah.
Like ride out past the cove and
Just
out
a
into
nice romantic, the two of you. Just,
out into the main
yeah.
lake, And I'm like, we should get life vests. And he's like, oh, we should get life vests. I'm like, fine.
You have to have life vests.
this sounds
Like
eerily,
it's regulated.
This sounds eerily
You
familiar.
should have had life vests. If the game warden had busted you.
I agree. Well, we were going to float. We each had like 12 beers in us. So we were certainly going to float.
Tons of carbon dioxide in your bellies to keep you
Yeah,
afloat.
just very buoyant,
Yeah.
to say the least. And so we ended up, jackets on, like fleeces and jackets, because it's cold and windy out there. And let me preface this with the sea was angry.
The sea was
It was an angry sea that night.
the 3-inch waves from the wind.
Dude, it was like
The lake
glass.
will get wind. Like you can get some chop out there when the wind's blowing hard enough. You
It
can see
must
some
have been-
whitecaps.
Must have been 8 feet tall. Must have been 8 feet tall. It was pretty bad out there. So we went.
God, I can hear him busting your nuts over a
Oh.
life jacket so
Oh,
hard.
he was killing me.
Yeah.
And he can't walk.
Oh yeah,
It's that time of the day.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's been
5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Yeah, it's that time of the day.
He's been going since Thursday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it
It was a surprise, right? He didn't know y'all were gonna be there.
was a surprise up until about a week before when
Somebody said something.
he calls me up and he's like, "Hey man, how many people can I invite to this surprise party?"
Who
I'm
let
like,
it out?
Who knows? The plumber is all knowing.
He is.
And so I'm like, dude, don't worry about me. Like, invite anybody you want. It's your party that you're not supposed to know about.
Oh, is he worried about your COVID issues?
Of course. Yeah. So
But you said don't invite Troy.
I did.
Okay.
I
Just
did.
making sure we're clear.
I said I can tolerate Troy one day a week. No, so he invited whomever he wanted, and I was like, I was gonna go.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't
Right.
not gonna go. But so yeah, we went out there and we take the boat out, and I mean, as soon as I got in that boat,
Canoes are not stable for those who've never been in a canoe.
Can
And his
definitely
canoe-
attest to that.
his canoe, I don't know if it's because it's a 12-foot canoe or what the deal is, but like one of the seats is like basically right in the end.
Yeah, that's how most of them are.
That's the driver.
Yeah, that's the back of the canoe.
Yep, that makes sense. And then the other one though is also really close to the front. Like it seemed a little more front heavy than I would have anticipated. But so we got
You should have been in the back.
fact.
More of the weight should be in the back.
But I got in
Yeah.
first,
Yeah.
and then I put the cooler in,
Yeah.
Bluetooth speaker. Like we were going out for days.
Yeah.
We were prepared.
3-hour tour.
We were prepared for a 3-hour tour. There's no doubt about that. And then he gets in and sits facing me.
Nice. Can you paddle for me?
So I'm like,
You gonna paddle backwards there, plumber?
well, shit. But I don't think he's got enough dexterity to like spin it around.
And you were correct.
So now I spin around, and now it's like I'm like in the little,
So you were in the back seat, and now you're
Going for you're with the whole day backwards.
the whole thing back.
Yeah.
And I mean, this boat is squirrely in the dock.
Yeah.
Like in the boathouse. It's like
That's
squirrely.
hilarious.
Music's pumping.
Yeah.
Beer's going. And like, yeah.
Let's go.
And-
Date night.
As soon as we paddle out, I mean, every movement he makes, every sway, that thing's like, whoom, whoom, pitching. But we start getting a little better. Like we start finding our sea legs, and we're able to make it out of the cove and out. And you can hear all the guys in the distance laughing. And there's this beautiful picture of us like riding into a sunset in a canoe, like Lewis and Clark, man. It's
Yeah.
like one of the best photos. It's like beautiful sunset, really tender moment,
Yeah.
if you will. Music pumping.
Just-
Really feeling pretty good.
Just two guys in the boat.
Two guys who have absolutely no fear. Phones in our pockets, Bluetooth
Yeah.
speaker, cooler.
Yeah. Making
You know,
good
like-
decisions left and right.
Dude, decisions left and right. Masks, hand sanitizer, because
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm running to out there.
Yeah.
You know, we're doing it. We get out there, and right as we're cresting out of the cove into the main lake, I'm like, "Hey, plumber, it's really starting to get squirrely. We might want to spin it
Yeah,
around."
once you get out of your cove, like the waves really start
Well, and
to
there's a crosswind.
Yep.
There really was no waves. It was glass. I want it to be wavy, but I mean, it was. You couldn't ask for a more beautiful day.
Oh, really? Because
Yeah.
like my Lake Gaston gets choppy. Like
Well, it's
There's
bigger.
lots of
That's a lot.
boats.
That's a lot bigger than where they are.
Well, in the cove, it certainly was not.
Yeah.
It was glass, and we're still weeble wobbling,
yeah, but Lake Anna has a lot of more traffic on it. Probably not that hour,
but not at that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's cold out there, man.
Yeah.
And so we're, like I said, we're bundled up, and we get out, and as soon as we start coming out of the mouth of the cove, I'm like, hey, plumber, I really think we should probably think about turning back. I was like, it's starting to get kind of squirrely, and he's like, it's fine. I'm not kidding. 10 seconds later, he says, hey, man, I'm starting to feel it now. You're right, because he's coming out of the cove now. Like I'm
Yeah.
up there, he's coming out. He's like, yeah, man, I think you're right. And then all of a sudden, the boat just zoom,
Just no like back and forth, just over.
just
Done.
over. Yeah, well, it was always doing a little back
Yeah,
and
yeah.
forth, but man, it took a big back. Like, and he and I could feel him leaning in, and I'm leaning in, and now both of us are like almost standing up on the side of the canoe as it's going over. We both got dumped in the water, fully clothed.
Dude.
Phones in pockets, both of us.
What happened to your phone?
Dude.
They're waterproof, I guess.
This phone is a rock star. And I'm not gonna begrudge his either. He's got a newer generation iPhone. I've got the latest Google Pixel.
I think both of them are pretty water resistant at this point.
I would call them waterproof.
Yeah,
because we went completely under in our shoes and our pants, which of course.
Could you touch?
No.
But did you immediately grab your phone and throw it back in the boat, or?
No, the boat was upside down,
Oh,
capsized.
so you had to like flip the boat back over.
Full capsize. No, we never even flipped the boat back over.
You just swam back to the shore.
We
What
started.
about the speaker and the cooler and all that stuff?
Yeah, the speaker wasn't working anymore. The phone wasn't.
But did you save them?
Dude, all that stuff was under the boat, and we didn't know where it was. But it was also kind of like a dire moment because no life vest, middle of like the lake, and the shore is not close.
Yeah.
So I grabbed my oar, grabbed the boat, and started paddling, and he's paddling. And I mean, we kept looking back. Like you go for about 30 seconds, minute.
And you're going nowhere.
Look over your shoulder. Dude, you're not making any progress. It was like, oh, God. It's like, okay, back to it, giving it everything you got.
And is everybody watching y'all?
Oh, dude, these jackasses. Just hooting and hollering, laughing, taking photos. So there's a photo of us going out in this beautiful sunset.
And then one coming in.
And then there's a photo of the two of our heads sticking out of the water, towing a boat with a beautiful sunset.
Nice.
The fact that the two of you didn't know how to get back in the boat is what kills me.
Or at least flip the boat back over and put your stuff in it. So you literally, both of you had your phones in your pockets the whole way back, and they still worked?
After a couple minutes of like paddling where I felt like, okay, we're starting to like get a groove, I reached in my pocket, grabbed my phone, and put it on top of the boat.
On the bottom.
On the bottom of the boat, which is now the top of the boat. And we keep going, but now I'm nervous that it's going to fall off and sink.
Yeah, and be gone.
So now I'm second guessing that decision. But we kept paddling. One guy came out of the party to come over, and that was Ely.
How?
Just walked around to the shore because we were coming into a point.
You weren't going back to the dock. You were going to the
closest
shore.
No, we were going to the closest shoreline. Like
the water's a little cold,
dude. It was
that's the other part
freezing.
of this.
It's probably in the 40s out at this point, and I don't know how cold the water is because
it doesn't matter. Like unless the water's 85 or 88, like it's cold.
I can honestly tell you, I wasn't cold in the water. I was shocked.
Yeah.
There was definitely a moment of shock, but it was like it would have been worse to jump in the water or like put my feet in the water.
Yeah.
But when you just go from adrenaline to underwater, it really other things start taking over. So
a little bit of a buzz.
A little bit of a buzz, a little bit of shock.
You did get that adrenaline dump.
Yeah, the adrenaline dump hit right before I hit the water.
Damn.
So that really helped in that case.
For sure.
So we're paddling back. I don't know how long that took, but it felt like eternity because I had to have that moment in my head like, all right, this is getting serious. Like we've really been working for a little while and like I don't know that he's okay. He doesn't know if I'm okay. Like, we're not talking.
Yeah.
We're just working towards a goal.
You immediately knew the goal, and you both started going for that goal.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Like there was no question. This is the goal. Get over there. Try to get the boat. If the cooler's still under there, if the speaker's still under there, if the phones work, that's a later problem.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that one of us doesn't decide to breathe water.
Because you're both thinking about the same thing. You're looking at each other going, I'm really not a strong swimmer.
Well, when you're wearing shoots and a jacket,
right?
You're not. You know.
Well, when you go under a lake, man, look. I have a place on lake, and I'll it's you go under. It's not like going under a pool. You can see somebody, you can reach down and grab them. Like you go under the lake, like you're gone forever.
And I'm sure he was thinking the same thing. Like if this guy goes under, what's my next move?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking the same thing. If this guy goes under, so we're kind of looking at each other out of the corner of our eyes and just
make sure you're both above water.
And Ely's worked his way over to the shore. He's walked down.
Were you on the same side of the boat or different sides of it?
Same side of the boat.
Oh, okay.
Pulling it.
Yeah.
Probably might have been better pushing it. But a lot of thoughts weren't happening. It was like react, move.
Go.
So we were swimming for quite a while. And then all of a sudden I felt ground.
Yeah.
Probably about 15 yards offshore. I was like, oh, thank God it's not super deep. Because that 15 yards could have been catastrophic.
Yeah.
Because we're moving so slow. So finally I hear Ely like, did you just touch? I'm like, I touched. And at that point it was like, okay, we can start addressing things. So
Yeah.
we walked it in, got out of the water. Ely helped us pull the boat out over some guy's giant retaining wall.
Yeah.
We got out of the water, and we're just soaked. Now, once everyone sees we're fine, they come running over, start taking pictures of us having fun. I'll be damned if the cooler didn't float underneath that boat the whole way back. Speaker floated whole way back. Phone has a little alert. Water's been detected in the charging port. We have disabled the charging port until water is no longer detected. And I'm looking at it you're working. This is unbelievable.
What'd you do to dry it out?
Took it out of my pocket.
You don't? I
I didn't know if you threw it in rice or
No,
wrapped a towel around
Literally,
it. Or
both of us, we
shook it out,
hoisted the
dried
boat.
it off.
Once we get there, I stop, and I've got my oar in my hand, and I look over, and I see the plumber's oar out in the middle of the lake. He did not choose to save the oar. He was like, save yourself.
Yeah.
Which I don't fault him.
No.
Plus, it's
That's
his
too
oar.
funny.
But I was like, it's not my oar.
You didn't want that oar on your.
I did not. Somebody woke up and was like, oh, an oar.
Yeah.
Floating by their dock. But we made it back safe, thank God. Freezing cold.
I bet, dude.
And of course, I got no pants.
My lake doesn't get warm really July 4th is when it's comfortable for the wife and I to get in. The kids will be in it in May and June. They don't care. But it's still cold.
Oh, I'll get in a lake in March.
Yeah, just because.
Proof.
So you were staying one night, so you didn't bring a bunch of change of clothes.
No, I had a sweatshirt, thank God.
Yeah.
But and I had a change of underwear.
Well, you had a dryer to throw your pants in, right?
Which I did. I threw my
Yeah.
pants in, so they shrunk up. Everything
Nice.
shrunk up.
Oh, yeah.
Because it, just threw it in the dryer. Everything was a little shrunk. But I was happy to have,
Damn.
clothes after a little. I had a pair of underwear and a sweatshirt. And I had a change of shoes, but no socks. I was wearing big wool socks and
Yeah.
shoes. Oh, man. I almost died. It was horrible.
Sounds brutal.
It was not a good decision, and I should have known going in. He and I probably weren't the most seaworthy
Right.
people to jump in that boat, but in the moment, the thought of having a beer, sitting out on the lake while the sun sets,
You should have gone with your gut when you realized when you turned around and you said, I'm in this little small hole. I'm not facing the right direction.
Yep.
Because
I understand where it all went wrong. Hell, I
In
should have.
Brendan's defense, you expect the boat owner to make these decisions.
Well,
yeah.
I don't I've been blaming him. I've been you were unstable, and he was like, you were unstable. I felt fine. So that argument will never be solved.
I'll solve it right now. It's on the plumber.
That is.
I'm willing to hear your argument, but I don't want to just say that it was his fault. Clearly, neither one of us should have gotten in that boat. I should have forced the issue on the life jackets. This could have ended poorly. Not my brightest moment. But we're here. We're here. We're safe.
Yes, you made it.
We made it up.
Congratulations.
And no joke, both phones worked. By the time we got back up to the house, I hit play on the phone. Speaker started pumping. I was like, this is unbelievable.
That's
so
amazing.
I'm throwing a big shout out to the UE series of waterproof speakers, the Ultimate Ears. That thing, it really does float. It really is fully
Damn.
waterproof. Thrown out to the Google Pixel and whatever iPhone he has. No joke, these things stayed submerged for about 5 minutes in freezing cold water with no ramifications.
Plumber's iPhone worked fine?
Perfectly fine. So you know what? I want to crap on his iPhone and say it didn't work. I'm not going to do that. Both of them worked. We are living in the golden age, my friends.
We really are. It used to be if you were caught in a drizzle with your phone, it was screwed.
Yeah,
I mean, that was the first thing I did 10 years ago. Not even. Went canoeing in the river and Ziploc bags, everything.
Yeah.
Phones.
That's what I always do.
It was like, boom.
I'm now just
Now
going
you
to
don't have to worry
tie
about
a
it.
float to the end because that's. I'm shocked. I'm floored that
My
both of
canoe
them were
has
working.
about a 30-foot rope in the front of it with a buoy on it. So if it capsizes and catches water and goes under, the buoy floats up to the top.
That was the other thing I was worried about. If I flipped it,
It might have
like
water.
it might
Scoop
be
water
float-
too much.
in my mind, it was it's up.
Yeah, leave it up.
There's water in there. I don't want to address anything in there. I just want to get to safety. And fortunately, we're alive. Like I said, not my brightest moment. I will admit.
But you're here.
I am here. Thank goodness. And we've got a deli.
Yeah,
this is a very interesting deli we have here. This is Brendan picked this up. I'm assuming he got it. This is a 4-pack of 16 ounces, and the price on it was like $15. So I'm assuming he got this at the Lucky Mart, which is a couple dollars more. This is Orange and Cream India Pale Ale, 6.5 ABV.
Yep.
It's local, Cannon and Draw. So it's out of Richmond, Virginia. Not sure exactly where you can get it. Cannon and Draw.
Right
we
down
had to
on
look it up.
Main Street, right?
Yeah, it's on Main Street, and I totally forgot I've been there. It's a block from.
You can get it at the
Grill.
Lucky.
Yeah,
Mart.
that's where I assumed when I saw that price tag.
Yeah, based on the price point.
No, but so you can't really hold that against it because the Lucky Mart's always
$2 or $3 more.
Yeah.
So this says it's brewed with oranges, vanilla, and lactose. It's Orange and Cream India Pale Ale, and I really wish Ely was here because the IPA is what we all want Ely to like.
Yeah.
And,
what I find interesting about this is I've noticed a trend where they're starting to do a lot of IPAs at different places. Like I saw Bell's had one that has what they were calling milk sugar, lactose. I think some people are anti to the lactose, so they just try to hide it, milk sugar.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they're starting to put lactose in IPAs to kind of soften them and give them
They're kind of getting off the hop train.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was kind of excited to see this. So I did play a little inside baseball. The listeners outside of Richmond aren't going to be able to find this, I doubt, because I didn't even know this brewery existed in Richmond. Nonetheless, do I expect other people to find it? So
You bought it, did you know it was a Richmond beer?
Yeah, because I was like, what brewery is this? Because it just says Orange and Cream on the side.
Yeah. I've been there once. I really don't recall if I like their beer, but I'm excited to have this because I like oranges, I like vanilla, I like these orange cream beers. I think we've had one or two of them before. So
I love an orangey, and I love lactose.
Who doesn't
beers.
like creamsicle? It's basically saying it's a creamsicle.
Well, the best one is the one that's at Kindred Spirits.
Yeah, they have
They do that strawberry milkshake, and that's a strawberry beer that has the lactose in it. That's one of my absolute favorite of this.
I like that too, and I'm not a big strawberry fan.
Of this genre, that's the one. I think they also do an orange dreamsicle sometimes, but the strawberry milkshake is kind of
their standard.
That's the flagship of the lactose fruity beers.
Right.
And that in my mind, that's what this has to measure up to.
Yeah.
Because that's the genre. But this is also hoppy, so this is a new twist.
Cannon and Draw is a cool name. Doesn't that just sound cool?
Yeah, it sounds like something. Are you thinking out loud over there, Stu? I just heard a Cannon and Draw.
Bowflex.
Is that subliminal?
Yeah, it almost was. Oh God, I just had some GMO slip out. Jeez.
What's your thought on this?
Well, I mean,
sticker label that they got on this generic can.
I like the colors. I like the 70s throwback for the orange and cream. I mean, it's very simple.
Very simple.
It doesn't go along with the price point for.
Well, let's ignore the price point considering where I bought
for
it.
Lucky's, but
It's probably a $12.
It probably
yeah.
is.
It's a. I feel like they should give you more info on that label. It's got a lot of dead space in it. Like
I don't
it's
know
just
how
a
long
blank
this
label.
brewery's been around, but there's just general research. There's not a lot on the website. There's not a lot of.
They're laser
reviews.
focused on beer.
They're just.
I went in there at least a year and a half, 2 years ago. So it's been a while. So it's been around for a few years.
Well, they probably opened up right before the pandemic,
probably, and
which
took
means
a huge hit.
Yeah.
So they cut the website.
Yeah, and the marketing on the cans.
Yeah, I definitely like the fact that it doesn't have the typical dry coat on the. I guess I would say that dry coat on the top of my roof of my mouth from IPA
For the hops.
from the hops. The lactose is definitely smoothing that out.
For sure.
And I was hoping for a little bit more orange flavor. I can taste that, but I guess it's the cream that's smooth. Like the vanilla is killing that.
The lactose may be the best part.
Yes. Yep. You hit the nail on the head.
Not to skew anyone else's.
No, I
thoughts.
mean. So what are you thinking there, Stewie?
I'm pleasantly surprised. And I guess it's because, I like the hazy IPAs. I like the stuff that's not stronger when it comes to the IPAs. And this being covered up with flavor doesn't leave the long taste in my mouth, not drying it out with hops.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 3.5. because
Wow.
I actually like it. I wish it had. I'm giving it a half for the label because it's just simple, pure to the point.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, if I could give it a 3.25, I would. But I'll go ahead and step it up for the 3.5.
That's that lactose. That lactose is always worth at least a half a point. When they put that in any beer, it just makes it a little creamier, a little sweeter.
Yeah.
I have to agree with Stu a lot on this. Now, I'm not going to lie. The first hit, I've had a couple Coors Light, and that first hit was over the top hoppy. I really wasn't picking up any of the lactose or the orange or the vanilla. Now I've had 5 or 6 hits, really smoothed out. Like Brendan said, spoiler alert, lactose is lactose is saving the day here. Like, because the orange is very subtle, very, very subtle. Vanilla, I don't taste it.
Nah, it's almost like it's the thought.
Yeah.
I want to give it a 3.5, but I'm gonna knock it a half point down because I expect with the name Orange and Cream, and it basically selling itself as an orange-sickle, a creamsicle. It's not a creamsicle. Now it's a better than average IPA because I don't like that funk mouth. I don't have the funk mouth, so that's a. So actually, I will go back up to a 3.5.
Wow, I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
This is better than most IPAs, and I can't just give 2.5s down the middle. It's above 2.5, and then I'm just going to give it an extra half and go with Stu and go 3.5.
Okay, we got a 3.5.
I was going 3, but that was too close to blah down the middle, and I feel like it's better than just a half point above blah down the middle. So I'm going 3.5 as well.
So we got 2 3.5s.
Yeah.
I
1.5.
I'm not gonna pan it like that.
I know you won't. I know we took a lot of your adjectives and descriptors here, so good luck.
Well, you missed one. Metallic. I get this like metallic aftertaste, and I don't know if that's the orange, just the way it's presenting itself, or what's going on there.
Now that you say that, it's like a larger taste than
It's the aftertaste though is metallic, I think.
The difference between orange zest is just the outside of the peel.
Yeah.
The white part on the inside is the pith.
Mm-hmm.
This has too much pith.
Yeah.
Is how I would, and that's from my old limoncello days. Like I used to make limoncello, and if you carve it too deep,
you're fucking up.
You get this flavor there's something going on there. And I used to brew beer, and I used to just squeeze like whole oranges in there, and it would come up with this. So there's a quality situation there.
It's not the can.
No, it's not. It's from
because we figured cans out. Like aluminum cans are done.
And this flavor, it could also have something to do with the lactose, because you'll get a hint of that in a lot of these fruity lactose beers. It could be the way they play together. Could be creating that.
Well, we found in Christmas drink challenge a few years ago, a lot of times when you mix the creamy stuff with the citric stuff,
it curdles.
Yep.
And that's kind of what I'm getting, something that I don't necessarily love.
Yeah.
I like the orange flavor. I love the lactose feel. But I'm looking at this through the lens of like a strawberry milkshake at Kindred Spirit.
Yeah.
And knowing what a lactose fruit beer can be and what I'm tasting here, I'm actually going to dog this down to a 2.5 because of that metallic taste. I wish that was understated and allowed. And Stu, you hit it on the head, and Troy, you did as well when you said the vanilla doesn't come through.
Yeah.
That's if this had more vanilla, more of that, then it would take on a true creamsicle vibe, and I think it would come up to a 3.5 for me as well. But I'm tasting too much of that metallic. It's a 2.5 for me.
Do you think it's easier to do it with a strawberry because it's just a strawberry, whereas, like you said, with an orange,
no pith.
You're trying to get just the right amount?
I do.
Now you're making me wonder if I should dog it back to a 3. I'm going to stay at 3.5.
Yeah, I think a 3.5, and a 2.5 is probably a fair representation, but I really can't. I wouldn't seek this out, but I will absolutely finish it, and that's kind of what a 2.5 is. Like, I'll never buy this again.
But you're also coming from a standpoint where a lot of people weren't into limoncellos and doing all that stuff beforehand.
Oh, I'm a nerd.
No, but you have a unique perspective.
Maybe so, but I'm not.
I do agree with you. Like
The metal's there,
well,
isn't it?
And for the price point, like I wouldn't seek this out. Like
no, and that's also part of it. If this was a PBR, I'd be like, yo, they did really well.
Yeah, if this was a $8 4-pack, not a $12 4-pack.
Yeah, I have to look at.
I'm looking at it from my personal perspective. If you gave me, if I had to go get an IPA,
this
if I had to drink an IPA, then
this is probably good.
I'm going to drink this because it's not killing it.
Oh, and that's another thing. I don't get enough hop for what I would actually like in an IPA. So again, for me, it's a 2.5. I don't know, dog.
Son.
For me, it's a 2.5, dog.
So
that's a no for me, dog.
That's a no for me, dog.
So I guess that's kind of like a 3 1/4 around
Something like
around
that,
the bend.
which is probably spot on. Just around the 3.
Look, water always finds its level.
That's right.
It was just sitting under the boat, just there at that level. Right.
The more I drink of it, the more I do think Ely would not like it.
No, I think Ely would probably kind of lean in my direction.
Yeah.
I guess.
We'll never know.
No, literally. Because I'll never buy it again. I don't ever because
And he'll never listen to this.
no, and listeners don't know this, but sometimes when Ely comes in, we will hand him a deli from like a week prior. Like, gotta know because I think this is a deli, and sure enough, when we think it's a deli,
It usually is.
it's spot on. He's like, "Yo, that is fantastic," and then it's like we get to make that little mental check mark of, "Yep, that was a deli."
It says they are dry hopping the batch of oranges.
Which maybe they should have gone the other way because a dry hop is strictly scent more so than like flavor, which you can still. But that's typically when you double hop a beer, you'll do a regular beer and then you'll dry hop it, and that makes it really pungent on the nose. Or if you want it to have a light hoppy flavor, so it doesn't sit in the back of your throat.
I hate the fact that that factors so much into something you drink for flavor. Like.
I hope I get that second GMO.
Well, now that I think about it, if you're looking at the label on this thing, they're promoting cream. They're not promoting the orange.
And that's what it is. It is a creamy, good. The lactose is the best part of that beer.
It's saving the beer.
I would be clearing my throat for a day now.
Oh, yeah, because you're an anti-lactose guy, right?
Well, actually, that's part of the GMO is to knock down the lactose. I don't know why everyone's not referring to it as GMO. I mean, has anyone paid attention to what this is?
Oh, no.
I know
I haven't spoken about it because I don't want to start a shitstorm.
I just lined up and got the damn shot. That's all I did.
That's fine.
But this is mRNA. I mean, this is literally genetically modifying. It's cool, dude. GMO is where it's at. It is the future.
Science.
Yeah, it is
and
the future.
The GMO with all of those shots doesn't go at all well with what we do on a regular.
Drinking?
For your kidneys and your liver.
You think so?
Okay. Well, I'll talk to you off air about it.
Okay. No, yeah, I'd be willing to have that conversation for sure.
Granted, but it's just like a lot of other things. It's still the unknown. I mean, I was out to dinner with a good friend of mine, a well-known doctor here in Richmond.
Oz?
No.
Tried.
Wrong guy.
Inimatu, the face guy.
But he's
Bill?
He's 20 plus years doctor, practice, got his own place, and we asked him. I said, "What do you think about the vaccine? What should we do?" And he said, "I'll tell you in 5 years."
Yeah, that was
his exact answer, and he's like, "I got the shot. I'm giving the shot."
So he got the shot.
He got the shot. I mean, he's like, "Yes, I can't practice if I don't. I can't preach if I don't practice."
We had an awkward conversation tonight at the dinner table because one of my daughters was like, "Oh, you got the shot," and I was like, "Yeah," and she's like, "So when can I get my shot?" And my wife was like, "I don't know that you're getting the shot." And I was like, "Is that
because care about you like that?"
Well, and that was kind of her reaction. She's like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Well, for starters, they haven't tested it on kids, so there isn't even one that's approved."
And kids don't really. I mean, they're not getting it, and if they are, it's not affecting them on the same level.
And then my wife's response, and I backed her up immediately because I was like, "Yeah, that's logical." She was like, "I think it's better off that kind of we're the guinea pigs on this because you have a full life." She's like, "We don't know what this. We know that it helps for COVID. We don't know what it does in the long term." And I was like, "Honey, that's a really fair point."
Yeah.
And I looked at my daughter and I was like, "Let us be the guinea pigs." I was like, "You got a lot to live for." was like, I'm a beaten man. Like, you don't.
You kids have beaten me down. I'm good to go.
I got one foot in the grave and the other banana peel. So
yeah, like if I get 5 more years, that's
a pretty good run.
It's a bonus.
Yeah.
It's good.
I was like, but in 5 years, if all of a sudden my toes fall off, it's gonna be like, yo, hey, don't take that. So because they still have that window where they should be safe. But then the other side of that is, well, this is what allows it to spread and change. And I can see all sides of it. I'm not trying to preach to anybody. I think everyone should do exactly what they want. Your body, go do you.
Yeah.
But it's like I am a guinea pig.
Yeah.
At this point, that's a fact. And some people won't be guinea pigs, and some people will. And one of us in 20 years is gonna get to point and laugh.
Yeah.
And we don't know who gets to point and who gets to cry.
Stay tuned for episode 3001.
Yeah.
Well,
Will we figure out?
Shit, I hope I'm pointing at you, Stu, and laughing. I really do. I hope I'm laughing my ass off at you, buddy.
I mean, my point is,
without any ramifications to you, of course.
My thing is, like, I'm gonna get it because they're saying we should get it, and I understand a lot of people don't agree. But like, look, I drink alcohol. I don't eat the best food. It's not like I'm all about only putting the best things in my body. So like, I will roll the dice with this one, and if and when we go back to being normal, I want to go out and travel and do things.
Well, this has been a horrible high thus far since I've gotten it. I'm just tired and hungover feeling, and I anticipate the second one. I know you did fine, and I will self-fulfill this prophecy. I get.
I mean, I can't bang the drum of like, I don't know what it is. I'm not putting that in my body, and then go eat a bag of chips and act like I'm some health nut. Like,
bro, I was the first dude to eat Olestra chips. The first. I was like, yes, dude,
healthy chips.
Yeah, dude.
Awesome.
And anybody else's butthole leaking right now, or is it just me?
I really did. I ate the shit out of Olean chips. I was like, these are so good, and I get a little leaky butthole, and I still to this day got a little leaky butthole. And I wonder if it was because I loved Olestra chips.
Yeah.
For like a while there, and then they slowly just disappeared,
them
didn't
out,
they?
yeah.
They just slowly disappeared, and they didn't say anything about it. But here I am, stuck with the leaky butthole.
Yeah.
Well, how do we segue out of that one?
Oh, that's easy.
Oh, you were trying to end that? I thought we were just getting into it.
No, I can segue. Did you hear about the guy who was caught with a bunch of leaky buttholes at his place? No, this was messed up.
Page 3.
No. Troy sent a topic that was like, at first it was really funny. Well, it wasn't funny. It was like it was arguably funny.
Yeah.
Depending on how it works.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I sent it in, because I read the first part and I was like, well, this would be a good topic of discussion, because is it right or wrong? Like, should you be mad? Like,
okay, let's start there then, because Troy is famous for. Well, Troy used to be famous for literally just reading a headline, and sending it in.
I did that once or twice,
and then we ended up catching Troy in some really bad stuff, and then Troy started reading like a few paragraphs in to make sure that it sounded on the up and up and wasn't just clickbait.
Checking the website, make sure it was a legit looking website.
You started going a little above and beyond. But today was clearly an incident where you did not take the time to read the entire article. I'm pretty certain of that.
No, I did not.
So he sends in this thing, and it's about...
Well, the first half was the story to me. Like, that was the part.
Bro, the second half was a story too. so I tend to
Educate me.
I tend to read the whole thing because I want to vet it myself.
Could we preface this whole topic in the idea that some people make choices at the end of life for them to be donated for science,
which I think
a good cause.
Okay, that's a great point, and I think this story starts with a guy whose mother had Alzheimer's, and it had affected her greatly.
My mother's already made the decision. She's donating her body to MCV.
Is there something? Well, it's HIPAA violation. Be careful.
No, she wants to do it because my brother had a lot of health issues, and they took good care of him when he was a baby. And she was like, "I don't want to be buried. I want them to use me for science."
You see this a lot with like Junior Seau and like football players who want to donate their. Dave Duerson, Bear, he did not shoot himself in the head specifically because he wanted the brain to be saved, but he was like, "There are devils in my brain
Yeah.
I am going to take myself out otherwise. And he went chest.
Yeah.
So that he could donate his brain to. And sure enough, they're like, he had CTE on a level that was unheard of. And he's like, and this happens a lot, unfortunately.
Well, and I want to give my body to science just because I'm not a big fan of doing the whole cemetery thing. It's just that I've never understood that.
Well, I want them to figure out how I stay up with all this blood rushing to my nether regions. It's got to be difficult. There's got to be a value to science. Like, look at this, doc.
I kind of like the thing I've seen the tree pod. Like they take your body and you're the food for a new tree to grow up.
That'd be actually kind of a.
They literally take your entire body and like wrap it in dirt in a
seed bag
and put a tree in it, and then you plant your whole body, and you're basically planted under this tree, and you're the food to make the tree grow.
Which then feeds the locusts that ruin the tree.
Yeah.
I'm in. A lot of things you can do with your body.
So
but
anyway,
this particular guy decided to donate his mother's sheep.
There's good stuff, and then there's olestra.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to learn the long-term effects of olestra? I'll donate my butthole to science.
We planted Uncle Brendan under this tree, and the tree hasn't grown at all.
Strange. It wasn't supposed to be a weeping willow, but it is weeping.
It's got weird sap falling out of it.
It's just constant sap. It's got leaky sap.
Why does it smell like a sewer?
Boy, is that a thin weeping tree? So,
needless to say,
this guy wanted to donate his mother's body to science and it was her wish too, prior to all these things happening, that she wanted her brain to be studied. So, knowing that she had suffered from Alzheimer's, this is how she went out. He found an organization and he donated the body to science. Now, I did not know this, but sometimes those places that get the bodies donated can actually sell them off to other places that do other experiments. So this guy's case was that he had donated the body to science specifically to be looked at for Alzheimer's research, but they did not honor this in the sense that they sold it to a company called BRC that would do other experiments. Well, what he found out they did with his mother was tested the effects of an IED blowing up from underneath on a body.
So this is exactly where I wanted to jump in because...
And this is how far you read.
Yeah. Well, no, I read a little bit further in. First off, when you're donating your body to science, like you better do due diligence that who you're giving that body to, because I'm assuming there's lots of different hospitals, lots of different companies. This just sounded like a random place. Who knows what they promise? There's probably fine print you probably should read over. But when I heard about this,
it's like a mortgage. It can get floated to another mortgage company very quickly. Yeah. You signed with this company.
Yep.
But what they have the right to do whatever they want with that.
So the way I heard it was the guy was pissed when he found out they blew his mom's up with an IED. Well, to me that's science, and it's good science because it's going to your military. You're like going to learn how you can make proper armor to save soldiers' lives. If I donate myself and that's what happens, that's a scientific experiment. I'm okay with that.
And I think that's kind of where I was halfway through the article. I was like,
yeah,
if you donate the body and it gets sold somewhere else,
the sale makes it
shady.
The sale makes it dirty, but then again, you kind of get it where the company that got the donated body has to make a profit because they have a cost.
Or maybe they did their research. They didn't want to look at the brain. They just wanted to CAT scan it. Maybe they did what they.
But that's just it. So I was looking into it. The legitimacy of the brokerage is what's in question here, because there are tons of brokerages that do the same thing to give, because VCU, MCV, John Hopkins, whatever, they're not out there actively.
They're not brokers.
Right. They're not actively trying to find, bodies to be donated. So there's legitimate companies that do this on the regular for good reasons.
But they might need to go to a broker to find one. If they don't have enough, right? Like if they're trying to do experiments and they don't have it, like
right. I mean, like body brokering is a thing, but it's
who knew? Who knew?
No,
you know what I mean. Like,
but
and who goes? You know what I want to be when I grow up? Body broker.
No one ever says that.
No. Well,
their dad did it.
That's
probably how he got into it.
We need the mortician in on this.
Yeah, Billy Bob Joe Jack Jim Jenkins body brokerage. So this guy donated his mother.
Yep.
His mother got brokered out somewhere else. He's upset at that point.
And
Blown up.
But again, a lot of people that give bodies away, it's a financial decision too. Like they don't want to pay $15K to go through the whole burial thing. So it's like, all right, here's mom's. I'm done.
Side I hadn't considered that, especially if she wanted her body. Like you can fulfill a dream and save some cash.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a tax write-off.
I don't know about that.
Well, if the government ends up using it.
Well, that's a good point. Mom saved a lot of lives. You should be happy.
Oh.
Yeah, now they reinforced
Yeah.
the seats in these particular
Yeah.
Humvees. Who knows? But so
Okay.
turns out that the FBI had been looking into BRC for a handful of shady dealings. Like they weren't necessarily. So this guy
They weren't
actually,
on the up and up all the time.
yeah. So after this company blew up this guy's mom,
Yeah.
they did gather the parts, write the report, cremate her, and return the ashes. And he was like, I got like 6 ounces of who knows what.
Yeah.
This is what prompted him to be like,
Where's the rest of her?
This
you wanted
is shady.
more?
Yeah. Well, I guess he was just like, yo, I can't believe I donated here. It ends up here and then gets blown up. That was not what we agreed
I
upon.
can't imagine you could donate your your family member to science and then expect anything in return. I'd be like, keep it. Like,
I think he was just upset enough to raise a flag. Well, it turns
I don't
out.
trust this
Yeah,
guy.
but you know what he got for $5,800.
So he got paid for donating her?
That's what that's what the brokerage fee, or that's what the brokerage pays out on average.
But that's to the company that took this guy's mom. Oh, no, he ended up getting the money.
Right.
So at that
So
point,
it-
That
probably
changes stuff.
it does, because now you've
You've gone from a negative 15K
You have to
to a
s-
plus 6K.
Right. So you've
like
got
if we accept Nick's money and Ely doesn't show up twice, then I
Yeah.
feel like we haven't fulfilled our obligation.
Exactly.
So currently, there's still $20 sitting in the Venmo account. What's
Yep.
that Venmo account?
At Inside the Pallet House.
That's the one.
oh, that's a lot of money.
And if you donate, you get your name called out, Nick. Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll just talk about how upset we are that
Yeah.
we can't fulfill the promise, Nick. I'm sorry.
Hey,
But-
I'm upset, but it ain't on me.
No, you're here.
I'm here.
But so this guy raised the red flag and was like, yo, this is crap. Well, it turns out like 30 other people had raised red flags like, hey, I donated my mom.
Yeah.
And they ended up at this BRC company and they were doing like horrific things. So the FBI looks into it and there's a lot of other red flags, a lot
Yeah.
of different things that are shady. So the FBI raids, and this is where you stopped reading.
Yeah.
The FBI
I didn't get to that part.
The FBI raids BRC. No joke. The agent who did the write-up said he walked in, found a bucket full of male genitalia. This is, and see, there's the tie into the leaky buttholes, as close as I can get. Full of male genitalia. A whole
That
bucket.
genitalia could be used to fix the leaky buttholes. That's where you're going?
That's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. That is the worst. I've heard some stuff. We've been doing this for 6 years, Troy.
Well, you said you were tying it back in, so I thought
Nope.
That's
Troy,
not-
Troy, you're out. You're out.
That's awesome.
not where you were going.
No, I'm muting your mic. That is unbelievable. That was what? No,
Oh, I'm so proud of ITPH.
I'm not. This is why Sean removed the code. He would rather be affiliated with the Bowflex than this podcast. I know what. I'm back. I'm all in, Sean. Nectar. I get it, bro. I get it. That Troy.
Well, leaky butthole is too long.
I'm gonna get a bar of soap. You're washing your mouth out. That is -5. Minus fucking 5 points for Troy.
Yes.
You can't do that.
I just did it.
Finally.
-5 for Troy. That was unbelievable, dude. And the Bowflex thing, -2. -2 for Troy. You're down 7.
Oh, no.
You are down
Oh,
7.
no.
7 demerits.
No.
I am. What? Okay. What were we?
So here's the funny
So
thing.
he found a bucket of wieners.
I want
yeah.
to talk about Michael Jordan's golf course. I just want to move on. So no, they found a bucket of wieners. No joke. They found a woman's head sewn on to a dude's body.
For science.
For what?
I don't know. You got to tell me what the science experiment is. There might be a science experiment for this.
Frankenstein?
dude, that movie's like 70 years old.
They
It's a
said the
great movie.
majority of the bodies were used for ballistic testings and crash test dummies, but they were significantly
Maybe it was a
mutilated
funny
and-
joke for the new guy.
-2.
I'm new guy.
Hey, Todd.
Todd, go get that lady over there. I mean, dude over there.
This is horrible. But so, like, this dude who was running this place was an honest to goodness psycho.
Yeah.
Like, not only is he blowing up bodies, but I guess he got some weird kick out of it. And then he started realizing, oh my gosh, I want to save these dongs, and I want to I want to sew this head on this body. And there were parts that were kept in various places, like piles of parts. Like,
All right, now we're getting weird.
now we're
Getting weird.
That's what I'm saying. When I read the rest of this article, I'm like, Troy, this is a fucking nightmare, dude. Like, it was a
That does sound like literally someone's nightmare.
Wow.
This is a
Like,
nightmare
this-
scenario. This guy's a crazy person.
It says he caught the eye of the feds first time back in 2011 when he was caught crossing the border from Canada with several severed heads.
How does the investigation not start in
How
right
does
then?
that- well,
Right then.
how does it not end right there?
Right then.
Yeah.
I mean, anything to declare?
Are
A
these-
dozen heads.
Are these heads here for pleasure or business?
Yeah. And what do you claim them?
Yeah.
How do you?
Yeah,
claim
how do
them?
you even claim
Yeah.
that?
What's
Do you have
the va-
anything
what's
to
the
declare?
value?
12 heads. Funny joke.
Oh,
Come on in.
$10,000 in cash for each head? That
Ooh,
doesn't sound right.
That's not funny, eh?
Yeah.
Come on in. Like, what is going on? So this dude literally had like a house of horrors, like a Saw movie.
I was gonna say the guy who made Saw should make this a movie.
Yeah, this is horrible. So when they raided, these FBI agents were just aghast because
Yeah.
they were thinking, they might find some. I think they were looking for the books,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah,
find the criminal white collar.
I'm looking for the book where he sold the mom to the company to blow up.
But
oh shit! Guess what?
When
we
you read
found?
into it, it's kind of like Jimmy Hoffa. They got him on tax evasion.
That's what they had to finally get him.
No, Hoffa
So it's a Capone thing.
or Al Capone. Who was
Yeah,
it? Yeah,
Al Capone was
Al
tax evasion,
Tax evasion. That's what it.
despite running
Right.
everything.
the mafia.
So
yeah.
here it says the FBI, even though it's legal to sell body parts for research, it's not legal to sell
Get your bucket of dicks here.
infected body parts.
+3.
So they
Use the Bowflex code. Get 20% off.
yeah. So people who were like sick with infectious diseases, those body parts are not allowed to be sold for research.
Yeah, you don't want
So
that
he was.
shit
It doesn't.
spreading.
So yeah, you got Alzheimer's. That's one thing. But if you have
Gonorrhea. Chop those dicks off
yeah,
and get them
or-
out of
or,
here.
You know, if you have COVID,
Oh, this is
if you're a known positive COVID test, you can't sell your body to research.
So was he getting infected bodies?
There were infected body parts that were sold. That he sold. So he bought
So
a
that's
body,
where he went wrong.
sold it to a research lab or to somebody, and those
Oh,
parts
so he was
were,
brokering back alley deals for infected bodies and then selling them off as clean?
well, no, they were
I'm
all.
just- this
he,
whole-
he's selling all bodies, period, to anybody and everybody. But you can't legally sell an infectious body.
If you think a used car dealer has no morals, what do you think a body dealer has? Like,
I am
this one only has 100,000 miles on it, very clean, one owner. Let's roll her out. Like, come on, you know
Yeah.
he's going to be like,
It's legal to sell body parts for research. It's not legal to sell infected body parts.
and he was so
And he did that. Plus,
the
it's
cherry on top.
yeah.
this guy sounds nice.
Well, so this dude did end up having to pay out. He got booked, and I think was it $58 million. Still,
So 10 of the 21 plaintiffs qualified, and 10 people split $58 million, and he got 4 years of probationary jail.
Where's that?
probationary jail,
So those 10 people get $0.
which is
Where are
No,
they getting
10
$58
people-
million?
no,
Where are they
10
getting $58 million?
10 people got.
He didn't have $58 million.
no. Unfortunately, I don't know where. Well, maybe the government.
I can't imagine. It sounds like a private company. I mean, they're not getting $1.
The whole thing is absolutely disgusting.
All because the dude's mom got blowed up.
And you sent this in because it was kind of an interesting conversation about if you sell a body to science, and they resell it, and
Yeah.
then you kind of lose control of what happens. Is that on you?
That
Or is
dude
that on-
that dude messed up because he should have cooked the books. He should have done like money laundering. He should have had
How do you launder a bucket of dicks?
make up a science experiment. He should have documented that these were all research. I want to see how a bucket of dicks decomposes over 10 years.
For what?
I don't know. You're a scientist. Be a scientist. Have you?
This dude wasn't a scientist. This dude was a psycho.
You've heard some of the research things. You'll see articles that are literally like some of the dumbest research things ever.
Sure.
And you're like, really? That need to be researched? Like, come on, make up a stupid research. Call it a day.
I think this dude
hire
was having,
hire some scientist to be your researcher, and ta-da, you're covered.
This dude was having too much fun being an absolute psycho.
I don't think he put enough thought into it.
I think, okay, you know what? That's fair. I'm not even gonna. I cannot say a redeeming thing about this psycho.
If he has a bucket of dicks and he's selling off the bodies, aren't these people like, hey, where's this guy's junk? Like, you just sold us a body with no junk.
It was for a transplant.
That's going to look weird when the medical students are trying to examine.
Oh, so I take that back. So yeah, he was.
Oh gosh, now
No. It's just the $58 million. All that is civil. All this is a civil suit. But the guy originally, the owner was originally convicted in 2015 of illegal enterprises for selling infectious diseases.
So he was on the radar,
and he got 4 years probation for that back in 2015.
And this happened in 2019.
And this happened in 2019.
And
this
then
is a civil suit, and he's paying it out.
So he got
unbelievable.
How much money he made?
If Saw was a real thing, this is the guy he should put in the chamber.
And they go on to say that there's no telling what he made or where it came from on the black market. This is just stuff that they caught with true entities.
Yeah, black market. Didn't think about that.
Actually, that's true. There probably is oh God. I thought buying breast milk online was weird.
Well,
which is a huge enterprise.
We got a new corpse here. You need a new one? Yeah, that's weird.
So, like I said, this article you sent in thinking it was a different conversation.
Still a good conversation.
It was Saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Another thank you. That's 2 thank yous you owe me in the books.
So the point being is
-8 for Brendan. Write it down. Write it down.
-8.
I'm not writing it down. I'm not.
The point being is bury grandma, don't sell grandma.
No. Who cares?
Or go to a reputable place. I mean,
this guy was reputable. Well, no, actually,
no.
You know
he
what?
got busted
I
crossing the border.
He wanted to get money. He wanted to get
talk
paid.
about it because the very first sentence says, 45 minutes after his mom died, somebody from the company showed up to offer him.
It's an ambulance chasing psycho.
Right.
And he got paid. That's where to me it all went wrong. If you really wanted to do the right thing, you would have contacted the local university. This wouldn't have happened. But you went to some privatized thing. What do you think?
So hold on.
Wait. It's going to cost you $6,000 easily to have a funeral and bury somebody.
At the least.
But hold on.
I've never done it. But
I thought when I read it, and Stu, tell me if I'm wrong, because I thought when I read it, he did donate it to a reputable place, and then they sold it.
I think he got paid is what I read.
So
it says the body broker arrived at his mom's house within 45 minutes of her death.
Then that changes it. But he worked with some Craigslist body broker.
He had called Biological Resources Center of Phoenix to say, "Hey, my mom wants to donate."
Again, privatized.
Oh, so then they just passed the number along.
Right, but that's the broker. But it's still
Biological Resources BRC. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That adds up.
Yeah.
So he got paid, which to me is where he went. He wanted to be a hero and act like he was, my mom to sign. It's like you wanted that check instead of pushing out the money. You wanted the money coming in.
Time, what I'm saying is
you screwed up.
To your counterpoint is, I think every place that does something similar to this will give some sort of monetary money for donating.
But if you donate it to Duke University, you're donating.
Yeah, you're donating.
Right, but you chose to go to Duke.
Because you wanted a reputable company. You wanted grandmama to be taken care of, not Frankenstein head onto a dude's body.
And if Duke pays you, she loses her eligibility.
Yep, that's right. She's redshirt.
She's now pro. So that's a whole nother wrinkle.
Stay tuned.
So
that's why this guy getting all upset kind of bothers me. You wanted to get paid.
Well, and that's where I was agreeing with you. I was like, look, if someone pays you to take a body, they now own just a body with no soul in it.
And like Stu said, somebody knocks on your door 45 minutes later. Wait, what the fuck? What are you doing here?
Yeah, get out.
I should be reaching out to you.
Yeah, this is creepy. This dude's just ambulance chasing.
I was just
retirement
walking
homes.
down the street, knocking on doors, seeing if anybody had a corpse. You or you?
He's probably-
you happen
he's
to-
Bring out your dead.
Yeah.
Bring out your dead.
I'm not dead
I'm
yet.
not dead. No, you'll be dead soon enough. Bring out your dead. For those that haven't seen Monty Python, that reference means nothing.
That guy's shady, but
Yes.
he'll get paid.
He
I
got
guess
paid.
in there, no, because he'll never get paid. It's a civil suit.
Well, they got paid. There was $58 million, but there was $8 million in mental duress based on how the bodies were treated.
That
after the
dude
fact.
didn't have $50 million to pay out, much less $58 million.
He probably does.
He ain't making that kind of money.
Oh, if a kidney's going for 10 grand on the black market, what do you think? 20 grand?
Oh my gosh, this is foul. You know what I feel bad for? There's a certain segment of our listening population that listens to this when they go to bed, and
Now they're not going to go to bed.
and I know I do this. Like I will listen to podcasts as I'm going to bed, and every once in a while, like you'll hit that like less than REM sleep where you're about to wake up, and in your dream you're hearing like the comments in your dream, and you're like, why are we talking about this?
yeah.
I had one where this dream was totally off the rails, and then all of a sudden like this professor showed up, and he was like rambling on about some topic, and I'm like, this guy knows his shit, but like, where's he coming from? Like, why is he
Yeah.
here? And then when I woke up, I was like, what the hell? And then I heard the podcast, and I was like, oh, I'm listening to some like
Yeah.
scientific dude pontificate on, you know,
So can we give the listeners something a little bit brighter? Like if this guy got paid, how would you like to get paid in pennies?
it's a good segue, Stu, and I'm willing to accept it.
I'm just saying. Because
you wanted to get out of this topic.
Please, God.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. The guy got paid $6 grand. Somebody got paid just in pennies.
Which getting paid in pennies is a move that we all do. In fact, there is coins in the corner of that bar right now to pay a debt.
$1.56.
Is it $1.65 or $1.56? It's definitely one of those.
It's $1.56
Because
because
there's one
a
penny on top.
involved. Yep.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, and we know that because it was paid in change.
Yeah.
Because screw your debt.
Yeah.
Here's what we owe you. You can have it back. This is a pretty common practice when someone's being petty with their friends.
Well, it's a common practice. We've heard a lot of stories where, like, somebody gets a parking ticket and they pay it in pennies. It seems to be little guy getting back at big guy, like government. Like, oh, you want to be
Yes.
petty? I'll show you government. Like, I'll pay my fine in pennies. Or, and I've always liked that story. But then we heard this story, and I don't like this version of the story.
In 2015, there was a guy with 4 wheelbarrows went into the DMV and paid a $600 fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, respect.
Screw the DMV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's anti-DMV, right? Like, we're all anti-DMV.
I think now that they've gone to this like
Appointment only?
system, everybody who goes to the DMV is like, boy, was that a well-oiled
I
machine.
tell you what, man, I did it.
And it probably was super convenient, wasn't it? After
Dude.
you waited the month.
Dude, my wife
3 months.
My
Had to wait
wife
3 months for
scheduled
the
it
appointment.
for the Real ID.
Yep.
And it was like, I mean, it was the best DMV experience I've ever had. I mean, I can't even put it on a level. Like, it was in and out. People were nice. Everybody was in a good mood. Like,
Yeah.
it was so wonderful. Like,
I feel bad.
It's not 900 people in a hot room waiting on numbers.
Yeah.
dude, I go to our local DMV and I get there before it's open, and there's 30 people outside the door lined
You're
up.
like, "Ugh."
and you just
Yeah.
and that's even quick. That's less than an hour. But like this thing, like I walked in, it was basically empty, and I was in and out in 10, 15, 20 minutes. Like it was nothing.
Not to go down a rabbit hole, but what happened with the DMV? Like 10 years ago, they started the drive-through window, and then all of a sudden they just shut it down.
I don't. Even
I've
remember
never
that.
I never
Yeah.
seen it.
The DMV, right, the one on Midlothian.
Yeah, I
that-
didn't know-
We
I
go
didn't
to
know.
all the time. You
I didn't
that
know
you're
they had
talking
a
about.
drive-through.
Yeah, I had no idea.
There's a drive-through window on the side. You used to go through there for certain things, and they just
Like just quick, easy stuff. Like pay. Here's my. Yeah, I can see that.
A lot of stuff you can do online, which a lot of people
Maybe
don't
that's
know.
maybe that's why, because they got rid of like those easy transactions
Yeah.
just to online.
yeah.
But so my wife, I felt bad for her. She set an appointment like 2 months ago to get a real ID, and so she set it in advance. You know, did her job, waited
Yeah.
all that time, went in, had all of her stuff that they say you need X, Y,
Yeah.
and Z. She had all that stuff. Went in, handed them social, birth certificate, all that, and then they were like,
no.
This isn't your last name." And she was like, well, yeah, I'm married now, but here's all my stuff. They're
Yeah.
like, where's the marriage certificate? She's like, it doesn't have that in the list of stuff I need. They're like, well, we didn't know you'd show up with a new last name. Boom. 2 month more wait.
No.
They sent her home. And they don't just move you to the front of the line. It's like
Yeah,
these
start
appointments
over.
are set. So
I
now
not
she's
pass go. Do not collect.
so she had to get
$200.
a standard ID. So she can't travel or anything for. I guess the real ID they extended now
Yeah.
because of it. But so now she has to wait another 2 months to show up with her marriage certificate.
Dude, I wish I could say something as easy as that, but my dad, who moved to Mexico,
Yep.
he has to come back in September because right before we left to go down there, he went to go. He scheduled an appointment for the real ID, got everything, birth certificate, passport,
Perfect. That's what you need.
address, every fucking thing
a
you
bill,
need.
a bill from a utility.
But
yeah,
this, is,
all
my,
that
this
nonsense.
is my dad.
It's hilarious.
This is
that
my dad, though. He gets there, calls me up because he had to go down to Colonial Heights because that was the closest one he could get an appointment with.
Okay.
And this is 3 days before he's scheduled to fly out.
Of course, cutting it close.
Well,
But with appointments,
he
what
doesn't
can you
need the
do?
real ID to fly out, though. Forgot his license.
Oh, son of a bitch.
He shows
Jeez.
back up. He's like, I forgot my license. I was like, what? Flies down to Mexico. He's living there now, and he's like, yeah, I got to come back in September because I need to get the real ID.
So he has an
because-
appointment in September.
In September. But the funny thing is that from what I've read and what the State Department told my dad is, the real ID is going to trump a passport to get back into the U.S. You need a passport to go to
Wow.
other countries.
Interesting.
Like, so you want to travel to Europe?
We're going to put all our faith
I
in
love
that
that.
real
I love
ID.
that when you get your real ID, you have your driver's license, and they're like, "That's not enough." And it's
Right.
like, "You gave me this. This is what you gave me."
Yeah, this was gospel till
Yeah.
last week.
So we went, and the wife and I ended up at this. We went up at the same time to different booths, and the way they do it is like they cross-check each other. So like as they're doing it, they bring all the paperwork down. They have the. So my wife was slightly ahead of me, and the clerk brings it down, and the lady's reading it, and she's reading it. She's like, "Yeah, that all looks good." Or no, went the other way. Anyway, the lady looks. She's reading, and she's like, "Last name." She's like, "That lady next to you has the same last name." I was like, "Yeah, that's my wife. Like, we came here together."
She stole it. Get her out of here.
Dude, you should have walked over there and just been like, hey, cousin, and kissed her. They would have been mind blown. I didn't even notice my cousin was here.
That wouldn't have been weird where I grew up.
Like, you could have really messed with
Yeah.
their heads.
Oh.
They would have been like, all right, we don't want to give this, but.
Yeah, that whole
okay.
name that happened to my ex. She went to go to the real ID, and she
Yeah, it'll throw them for
she
a
didn't.
loop.
She's like, this is not your name.
Name
So-
chains are our bitch.
So pennies and DMV.
Yeah, I kind of want to just keep that one for the next episode. 'Cause
Go for it.
We've given them too much. But we're here. We've teased it.
It's a little story.
It's a
we can
little
wrap it up.
story. I think it is kind of funny, though.
Yeah.
Because this guy, he worked, and this is the first red flag. This dude works for a company. He's an auto mechanic, and the fast forward version is that he wanted his last paycheck, and they
He
delivered
quit,
it.
right?
Yeah, and they delivered it at the end of his driveway, in a pile of pennies, covered in oil.
That's such a dick move. Like the pennies is like dick move. Covered in oil is like
Covered in
next
oil is
level
a-
dick move.
A whole nother level. And the best part about it is that this guy should have known.
Oh,
not
it
to-
was Stu showing the video. It wasn't even in a wheelbarrow. It wasn't even in a bucket.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I read it, it was a pile.
Oh,
And look at the
snap.
letter. It just says "fuck you" with a
An
letter on
envelope
top
says
of it.
"fuck you" on it.
And
Wow.
unfortunately, the envelope is covered in oil. the name of the auto parts store is Peachtree City's A-OK Walker Automotive.
Oh, look at all that oil on her
Anytime
hand,
you
or
see
his hand.
A-OK,
Yeah,
in the-
A-OK is not A-OK. I
You
can
know,
tell you
that's
that.
not. So
You know the prick in the shop that was like, "Hey, boss,
I got a great
the pennies are a great idea. Let's one up this shit. We have all this spent motor oil.
covered in
let's
oil,
just douche it."
which is going to leave a stain on the driveway.
Yep.
It's going to ruin all the pennies. Then he writes an envelope, says, "Fuck you. Here's your last pay stub." Paid the guy almost $1,000,
$915.
So just shy of 100,000 pennies.
yeah.
This guy's
90,000
driveway.
pennies, yeah.
I mean, the fact that this dude had 100,000 pennies.
No.
I'm
Yeah, 100,000. You're
I'm
right.
all in on A-OK. Like, these dudes rule.
You like these guys.
Hell yeah.
Dude, that is you can't root for people like that. That is straight evil, dude.
That's the big guy screwing the
This-
little guy. That's what I'm talking about.
guy-
America.
Yeah, punching down. We love punching down.
Yeah.
I mean, this poor dude.
Oh, you're not on my side. Oh.
No. This poor dude probably made nothing. But I would like to hear the other side of the story because we always talk about that, right? Like there's three stories. There's the side
right,
A,
left,
side
and then
B,
the truth.
and then yeah.
Right.
So this guy quit, fired, whatever happened. Look, I gotta take AOK's side here and think he did something on the way out. Like something happened.
Sure,
like
demanded his final paycheck.
Why would these guys have such vitriol for this dude? Like
It's a fair question.
yeah.
Like, I don't know that he's an innocent dude. I don't know that he's guilty.
No.
But I don't know that he's innocent. And anyone who can come up with a brilliant name like Peachtree City's AOK Walker Automotive, like, the dude's name must have been Walker. It should just be Walker Automotive.
Yeah.
But he decided to go with Peachtree's AOK.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, I got to get my name in there.
Yeah.
His name's Miles Walker.
What do you think this
Yeah, there
like
you go.
so this is
And
not
that's hilarious. Miles.
Yeah, walk a mile in that dude's shoes. Maybe he's
And he
right.
sells automotive.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Miles Walker.
Come to us. You'll walk for miles after we're done with your car.
The cars don't work.
So he paid out $915. Like, what do you? I guarantee you've lost well over $915 in service already.
Yeah. And now it's-
Already.
So you get pennies and oil. Face.
But like, this is going to cost him way more than that $915. And plus, it's got to be a pain in the dick to get $915. Like, he burned calories just getting that money.
How did he get
Yeah.
90,000
What
pennies?
he send a guy to the bank every day and get $50 in pennies every day, like for however many days it takes? I mean, that can't be easy.
I don't know.
Then you got to break them open and pour them out and oil them up and all. Like,
You got to oil each penny.
I don't think that's how they do it.
Oh, if you're gonna do it right, you oil each penny. No, he had a dude.
They had a conveyor line dropping one penny. Bloop, bloop.
Time
bloop.
and a half, fellas.
Yeah,
You're staying
let's
after
go.
tonight. We
Nah,
gotta hit a
it's
deadline.
real easy. 900 rolls of pennies. Not that bad to pick up from the bank. You got a
Yeah, but you
55
probably
gallon.
can't get 900 rolls of pennies at a bank. Like, they probably don't have that.
I bet you they might.
I can't imagine anyone has any pennies anymore.
It's kind of like the guy.
Well, not anymore. This is the whole reason for the coin shortage.
Georgia's out of pennies.
yeah. Georgia had all the pennies.
Probably
Yeah,
just dumped
this
them all-
guy's laughing. He's got
Yeah.
$27,000 worth of pennies now.
He did say he was like, hey, because I guess he and his girlfriend have to take the pennies and clean them off to get the oil off, just so they can get them back in rolls to
Yeah.
go turn
Oh, yeah.
them in. But they have been finding some really old pennies. I think he said a 1937 was found. I mean,
That's
Nice.
all. That's all copper. That's worth.
yeah, I mean that's worth all his time. Of course,
Yeah,
oil,
totally worth it.
Oil seeps into copper. It's
Yeah.
porous.
No, but I'm saying, so he probably took the pennies, dumped them into the 55-gallon vat of oil he's got to change car oil.
Yeah, sifted it back out.
Drained that. And
I would like to think AOK
No, he
individually
did it one by
lubed the
one.
pennies.
That's
Yeah.
what
one by
Brendan
one.
said.
One by one?
AOK lubed the pennies one by one. They're AOK, dude.
With the
Yeah.
Lustra.
Oh, that's going to create a whole nother problem.
Oh my God! There's just birds everywhere with just loose buttles. Oh no!
That's a dick move, dude. And
Ah.
like that company might end up folding.
Or gaining a boatload of like really awesome customers.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I don't. You can't find anything that's reporting the car side of things.
But I would like to
Like the
hear.
car-
I would
the-
like
the
to hear
dealer's
their
car
side.
things.
I'm leaving my anti-vax
Didn't
gym
the
and
guy
going
say
by
something?
AOK.
Didn't the owner say something when he was
Yeah, the
questioned?
owner, a news organization
Yeah.
showed up at his house and they said, "What do you have to say about dropping off, over 90,000 oiled up pennies on this guy's driveway?" And he said,
$1,000 worth.
he said,
10,000 pennies.
Yeah.
"Is that all it is?
Yeah.
Am I doing this math wrong?"
It's 10,000
90,
pennies, right?
$915 was his check. 90,000 pennies.
Yeah, that's my
So
bad.
100. I'm sorry, but
Basically,
you
yeah.
said
Either
you
way.
just said 1,000.
Oh, my bad.
It's probably.
No, the pile looked much.
It's a
larger.
lot of pennies.
It's a lot of pennies. So the TV crew showed up, knocked on his door, which no one ever wants to see a TV crew.
No.
We'd like to talk to you about the bucket of dick. Oh, no. I don't want to. So they
That's my
showed up-
neighbor.
yeah, I'm the penny guy. I'm the penny guy. So they show up at this guy's place, and they said, do you have a comment? This guy is claiming that you dropped off almost 100,000 oiled up pennies in this gentleman's driveway, and he said, I can't remember doing that, but either way, he did get paid. So which is basically like an admission of guilt. This is like
Yep.
like OJ's. If I
he
did
was
it,
like,
book,
he got paid. Who cares? He got paid. The end. Like,
Yeah, and
story's
then-
over.
and then he continued to say, and that guy's a weenie.
Yeah.
Which
exactly.
is the greatest
Guy's a
put
weenie.
down ever. Like if you just Clearly, I'm A-okay. I don't use curse words. This guy's a weenie. The fact that he called him a weenie, that's what sold me. I love that he said, I can't remember, which is the typical, like, Ollie North, response.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like, I can't remember. This is
The only
every,
thing better would have
I have
been
no recollection.
every politician. I have no recollection of that. This dude said, I can't remember.
or if he'd done the Bill Clinton, been like, "What's your definition of dropping off? What do you consider pennies?" Like,
yeah. Oh, I didn't realize that
What's
dumping
your-
them was dropping them off.
That's what oral sex is.
What's
I never
the
knew.
definition of is?
I did not
Yeah.
dump pennies in
Yeah,
there.
Did not.
I placed them.
Yeah. I did not oil pennies.
There's oil
My
on her.
coworker did.
There's oil on her dress, sir.
Yeah.
Dude, if I had this many pennies on my driveway, I would just lay them flat on the whole driveway, shellac it, and have this copper
Actually,
driveway.
that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
I actually like that.
The fact that he called him a weenie to me is like,
But that's why I love him.
it's admission of guilt, though. It's like,
Yeah,
No,
weenie.
no. He said I can't remember, and what's the big deal? He got paid. I mean that,
and he's a weenie.
and he's a weenie. Now here's what I've heard. He can't remember if he dropped off and oiled 100,000
How could you
pennies.
like?
I forgot.
Could any of us remember that? Honestly,
Bro, how often do you spend your nights just oiling pennies? It
and
happens.
dropping them off.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
So I can't remember if I dropped off 100,000 oiled pennies.
I
Or
get
if
This
it was
guy's?
was
Did I-
it that house or the house 3 doors down?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm the penny fairy.
Did I tell you
Yes.
guys what I'm doing tonight?
You're probably oiling pennies and
Yeah.
dropping them off in someone's driveway.
Of course.
Standard operating procedure. Allow me to say it's A-okay.
That's how we pay out all of our fantasy football money here. Oiled up pennies. We've been doing it for years.
Dude, oiled up. I got more oiled up pennies in my pocket. Just stains.
Yeah.
I'm all oiled up. I'm ready to go.
I told you guys I look glistening. I look really good.
There you go.
Whew.
Yeah,
That was
so
rough.
A-okay, dude. It's A-okay.
He's A-okay in my book.
I love that he pulled that bullshit. I can't remember.
That takes a set of nuts
But
to do that.
he
and then
got
be like,
paid.
I don't recall.
If I had to remember every time
Yeah.
I oiled up 100,000 pennies and put them in someone's
I
driveway.
don't know what I had for lunch yesterday. You're asking me what I did 4 days ago? Come on.
Yeah. So for all of our listeners in Atlanta, Georgia, please have exact change because there's no pennies
Yeah,
left.
we got a friend down there. Go to A-OK and let us know what it looks like.
Yeah. And if you need a loan for a car, call.
Actually, if you need a mortgage, if you do need a mortgage,
Yeah.
you should reach out to Screen Door Mortgage. Ask for Jimmy. He'll take care of you. He'll take care. He is the top dog there. So
Yeah.
So he's going to be the one involved in your mortgage. Jimmy will take care of you. I'll
He'll
tell you,
give you a-
Screen Door Mortgage is the best. And
A dope Yeti cup
a dope
full of
Yeti
oil
cup.
pennies.
Yes. $50 I think will fit in there. No,
Actually-
maybe $5.
What if we could? I think we could sweeten that pot of oil. You will get the Yeti cup, and you will get 2 rolls of oiled pennies,
Not oiled. You don't want oil pennies.
with or without the oil.
Yeah.
Your choice.
We'll cover it.
You can get the A-OK treatment
Yeah, the A-OK mortgage.
or the not
Yeah.
A-OK.
Yeah.
Your call. Just reach out to Screen Door Mortgage
That's
and
right.
ask, and tell them you either want your oiled up Yeti cup or not.
You'll get your complete mortgage package. You get a Yeti cup, a 2-ounce bottle of oil, and 2 rolls of penny.
Yeah.
It's
do
your
with
kit.
it what you
Do what
like.
you want to.
Yeah.
I would like the A-OK mortgage special.
Yeah.
We can do that.
We can do that for you.
He is the best mortgage broker.
He is.
around.
Oh,
I
definitely. Hands
absolutely recommend.
And
It's-
the
it's
best
a-
place to get your sunglasses is Nectar Sunglasses. Go check out their new website with premium stuff now.
And unfortunately, no more coupon code, which is a bummer.
Oh, no, there is.
What?
You already forgot?
Oh,
Yeah, we get 20% off there. Just use the code BOWFLEX, which all of our listeners love and know.
Why couldn't it have been oiled Bowflex?
And
thank you,
If
Stu.
if you really want the full BOWFLEX experience, come to the Pallet House and
No,
work out with
this is
Brendan.
no. What the
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Free membership. And if you join today, we'll
To
give
the
you 2
Pallet
rolls
House
of
gym.
oiled pennies.
Yeah.
There is not enough room in my garage for 2 people to work out. I can assure you. of
That's
that.
where the oil comes in.
So let me just slide on by you here.
Literally slide on by
Yeah. I don't like where this is going.
you. This sounds totally fun.
Well, I'll give you that. Oh, ignore that bucket over there. Oh my
It's
god!
not full of dongs, I can tell you that.
Certainly,
Definitely not.
Certainly.
But don't open it,
Puts the lotion in the
just to be
basket.
sure.
It's a Yeti bucket. Those should keep. Those should keep. Oh, what the?
Off the rails. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I certainly had fun.
Yeah, definitely.
We supply a lot of content here. You're
There's
welcome.
no doubt about that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Oh, Troy, you got something?
Yeah. we've supplied them again every week. Extra content. Give us a like. Give us a review. 5-star rating. Let's go.
Definitely.
It would
Make
be
it
helpful.
funny. I'll read it out loud. Even if it's not funny, I'll read it. Make fun of me. Make fun of Brendan. Make fun of Stu.
Well, let's start with Drew and True. You know what? Just make fun of these two. These two right here. True.
Make fun of Ely. He's usually not here. I'll read it out loud. It'll be a good time.
That would be great.
True's that vaccine living in your head.
GMO, dude.
Make a donation or write a review, and we will give you a shout-out.
That's right. Where do they make donations, Troy?
At Inside the Pallet House on Venmo.
That's the one. If you want to send us topics, you can do so at insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. You can always find us on Facebook. Give us a like. Or you can hit us up on Instagram or Twitter at ITPH Podcast. But don't be upset if we don't check it too much. Long
Or post
story.
a lot.
Yeah. No. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Peace out, Chris.
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?